knew was going to result in something that he did not want to partake in, and there was a very easy solution for him to not have that result happen. And these were both Asian boys in an all-Asian family. So obviously,
the Asians are wearing the zoot suits now. They jocking us heavy.
Posted 3 days ago. I'm like, oh my God, that's my position.
It was the freak off in the synagogue.
Don't say that.
No Child Left Behind failed my generation.
Definitely. This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
All right, we back.
We back, baby.
All right, we got to get to this, man. Let's get right to it. So let's play this.
You've mentioned Megan a few times.
Yeah.
We've seen her right by your side, going in and out of court throughout the whole trial.
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship?
That's a miracle. She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, you know?
Oh, no.
I'm so blessed to have her. You know?
That was lit.
I was trying to get us ready, man. This for
That was great.
this for them boys that was 18 after 2010. Shout out to us one more time. Real niggas speak up. Speak loudly. Speak highly about yourself. Remember your times.
Old ass niggas.
Hey, we out here. We out here and we getting it.
2010, I was like 15.
Oh, Jesus. It's only a 3-year difference. That's not bad. All right, we are here. This is Talk FNF TV. You're listening to Rhetoric and my lovely, amazing, and wonderful co-host, Miss Reality.
Hi, guys. Look at, I'm accessorized today.
Oh, you are definitely giving Wednesday Adam. I peeped it. I saved that, too. As soon as I seen it, I was like, okay, Wednesday Adam joke coming. All right, so there's lots of stuff for us to get into. The week been good for you, though?
It's been a good week. I'm
good.
here. I made it. You know,
Hey,
every day
survived.
going to work is not fun. So
Y'all been killing us with that Corey Holcomb video, so we've been seeing it. We appreciate
y'all
the
been
engagement.
dragging us, honestly.
I didn't know Corey had so many sons. So I mean, I stand corrected on these people, you know, being aware of them. But y'all some jock riders, y'all some ball glazers. Y'all love Corey a little too much. Corey ain't y'all daddy.
They crawled up out of the basement, the cave, wherever the fuck.
Y'all was in that nasty little hut listening to 5150 and just came out to the light. Nasty ass niggas. We ain't worried about y'all. We appreciate it. We in the algorithm. We coming with more heat.
Yep,
Just be ready.
we're here.
All right, so let's just get into this. So this topic is a little bit more on your speed. So I'm gonna let you just lead us in.
Okay, so there's been a bunch of drama. It's like a couple days, like a week into the year, and I don't know if you've been following. I don't know if this is in your algorithms, but it's all over mine. So do you know who Burnaboy is?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Do you know who Jada Kingdom is?
That's Party Girl with the fat ass.
Yes. Crazy. Just
You know,
massive
is she like
ass.
25?
She is 25. And then there's another party, Stefflon Don. You
Okay.
probably don't know who she is.
No, I'm not familiar with her game.
Okay, so she's like a UK rapper. She's
Okay.
Jamaican, but she makes like the UK drill rap type
Gotcha.
music. So Burnaboy and Steph were dating for a while, like a couple years ago. And then things transpired. They broke up. He made the song Last Last, which is basically a diss song to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was dragging her in that song. So then they break up. Who knows how much time passes by. Now Burnaboy is messing with Jada Kingdom. Apparently.
This is pre-party.
This is pre-party, yes.
Okay.
So apparently, Jada Kingdom got that wet, that gushy gush, that guap 3000, okay? Damn. He made a whole song talking about, oh, she got the best pussy in Kingston. Mind you, Steph is also Jamaican, so keep that in mind.
Was she born in Kingston, though?
I don't know if she was born in Kingston.
Hey.
It don't matter. She's also Jamaican.
Just being specific.
She is a Jamaican woman also. So he said that Jada got the best pussy in Kingston, and then he was talking about, oh, he gonna buy her Birkins instead. He said he's gonna buy Birkin for Jada Kingdom. He dropped her name in the song, so he was fully talking about her, right? So people are asking her in interviews after he drops that song, like, oh, what are you and Burnaboy, blah, blah, blah. This woman never claims him. She's like, who is that? Don't know who that is. Didn't hear the song. Have no idea who you're talking about. In every single interview that she's asked about it, right? So then fast forward a couple months, Steph and Burnaboy are back together. He's buying her Rolls Royces and this and that. They're a thing again. They're back in love because they were together for a long time. Mm-hmm. So he was hurt when they broke up. So now they back together. Steph is throwing shots at Jada. And Jada comes out on her Instagram and she's like, who are you? She tagged her. She was like, who are you talking about?
That's smoke right
because it seems like you're throwing shade at me in these songs. And I want you to let me know now for real, because you've been doing this for a long time. Who are you talking about?
She been doing that drill shit on Jada.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Has
Jada,
it been good music?
I don't know, girl. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm talking this is girl stuff.
The 5150 fans is killing me now.
But yeah, so you're coming out and dissing this girl who your man gushed over in a song, talk about, oh, she got the best vagina, the best box I've ever experienced in my life. I'm buying her things because of it. She never claimed this man. You're throwing shade at her. She's coming at you hard. Like, is this me? Is it me? Talk to me. It's no shade. Like, not passive aggressive at all. Jada was aggressive.
Was there any response back to that?
There was a track.
Okay, she's just keeping it all on wax.
Wait, so I don't know whose track came first. I think Jada's track came first, or I think Steph's track came first.
Okay, so there is music accompanying this beat.
There has been a couple songs, and there's a snippet of another song that has yet been dropped. So
I'm here for the smoke.
Let me tell you. So Steph dropped a song. She talk about, oh, Jada sell pussy, and
that's what I heard. There were allegations of pussy selling.
Yeah, and all this stuff and this and that. And then Jada comes and she drops heat. Okay? Drags this girl. Obviously, Burnaboy was laying up in bed with her, talking mad shit about Steph. And Jada was in bed like, And what else, baby? And then what else, baby? And then she was just keeping that in her Rolodex.
Just had the notes noting.
So then Jada comes out with a song. She was like, he left you because your pussy is loose. Every time you come to Jamaica, you get ran through. You want him to raise your kids, and he don't want to be no stepdaddy. He don't like them kids. And just a bunch of stuff. Oh, get your body fixed, this and that. And yeah, so Jada thoroughly dragged Steph, and from what I've been seeing on like TikTok and Twitter and everywhere, everyone thinks that Jada's song is much better than Steph's. Steph then dropped a snippet to another song, talking about how Jada was an escort and all of the things she's done and the rate that she sold her body.
Was it a good rate? Was it a good number?
What? I didn't hear the song.
All right, man, we need to get to it. Jada Kingdom, how much was the number? We need to know.
How much was you selling it for? But then Jada came out.
But no, there's a reason why we need to know this. Because there's an influx of women who are overvaluing their box out here. And as you being pristine box, we need that to be the appraisal value. We need to go right here. If you charging $3,500, $3,500, Shawty can't ask for 2 racks. Her shit ain't even sitting the same way. So we got. I'm saying, like, this is why this kind of stuff is important. When the escorts are in business, we have to start going, because this is, as the men, we can get the appraisal value. Sometimes it's a good year. 2024 might be a good low rate year where you can get you some grade A quality box.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? For the low. You got to be able to come up out here. So like Jada Kingdom, Party, somebody speak to this. I need to know.
So I didn't see anything about like the rate at which she was selling it, honestly.
So there wasn't a number.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Jada Kingdom also said that Steph pimps out her little sister, that she be going to Dubai to get number 2'd on to make money. She sleeps around in Jamaica. She takes drugs and she be eating booty. My thing is, if Jada knows that Steph be eating booty, doesn't that mean that Steph was eating Burner's booty?
That's what. Hey, that may come down to it, but no.
That's my math. Girl math equals Steph was eating Burnaboy booty and Burnaboy like his butt eating.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you dropping the tea now?
Wow.
Are we getting down to it?
That's the misinformation I'm giving you.
The questions that need to be asked.
Okay.
Oh, man.
And then Steph in her song came out and said that Jada Kingdom drinks, number 1.
Okay.
Also takes drugs, got pregnant by a minor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So on some
okay,
MC Light.
and then here it goes, and sleeps around and charged 10 men $10K for sex. I don't know if each man was charged 1 or if each man was charged
that's like
10.
Like that 10K between 100K is a large differential.
It is.
Like,
I need clarification.
Did you stack it up? Like that's sick. To stack it up
because
is sick.
if you did 10 for 10 and got a quick 100,
that's different. That's money. But if you did a stack up, like you had everyone just stack it up, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's wild. We need to get down to it. Jada Kingdom, you need to put it out there. You need to put the numbers out there.
So a lot of tea was spilled, okay? And it's very messy. Burnaboy has said nothing. Burnaboy is laughing in his mansion somewhere in Nigeria, just soaking it all up. Like he got 2 fine women on the internet on diss records fighting over him.
Okay, so what comes into question now, and we can stay on this, but Party, you're coming into question. You're looking a little suspect. I want to know. You said the thing about Meg was her past. She was lying about things. She wasn't telling the truth. Did you know the rate? Did you know what was going on? Were you in the freak off? Like the questions need to come out now, because now you ain't looking consistent.
Nope.
Granted, you are a 40-year-old man with this 25-year-old girl. So that's already suspect. Are you paying? Questions that need to be asked. It's looking wild. Like I said, Meg might be coming out on top. Are you writing these diss songs? Because it seems like that might be the slaps. I think.
I don't think he's, because of the fact that the diss songs are in full patois.
Gotcha.
Like they're not. Like I had to get like translations because I could barely understand. They were going off, both of them.
So damn, you getting even. You can't even be in this fight. You can't even help your shawty.
No. Unless
yeah,
Party is Jamaican and fully knows how to speak patois, but I don't think he is. I think that's a African American man.
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Party's origin.
Partisan Fontaine.
I mean, that sounds something about the.
That sounds African American.
That sounds like some African or Caribbean mama would give their son. Fontaine is a sick last name off top.
Fontaine.
Oh, Fontaine, and then partisan. That's like what you say what the Congress is doing. They're bipartisan. So no, I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that at all. All right, Party man. You like I said, you can't be coming out here slut shaming Meg, and then out here having your girl saying she's slanging the pussy for $25.
That she's a full escort.
Like she's admitted to it. I saw the videos. She's admitted to it. You can't be down with the full escort unless she's been honest up front. Maybe that was the issue. Maybe Meg was lying. He was like, hey, baby girl, I'm cool with you. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, I was young at one point. You're a little bit too old to be moving like this. But I was young at one point. I knew she was a little thotty, but I was foolish. I'm like, hey, girl, just stop. You know? I'm thinking like that would just finish it up. Like, just stop.
Please stop
just
being
stop.
a hoe, ma'am. I would like to love you.
And then we could keep it going. Granted, it's a 50-50 chance. It's a coin flip. And then sometimes she might stop and then she start again. That's the worst one. When she don't stop, or when she stop and then start again, that's the worst one. The ones who don't stop, at least you can kind of work your way through, like, she's a bad girl. Like,
that means that dick wasn't hidden enough to delete the wholeness.
Damn.
If she go back to the streets are not enjoyable unless she has no father.
Well, I'm saying this is younger times. So like, I'm speaking for the girl who's still learning herself. Her frontal cortex is still being developed.
Her cognitive functions aren't fully developed yet.
Yeah, like that's all I'm talking about. Those times. But Party, you too young to still. You too old to be dealing with this. This is sick. This is insane.
I'm tired of you old niggas that act so foolish and immature that I think you're like 20, 30 something, and then I find out that you're like in your late 40s and 50s, and I'm shocked. Like, where are the leaders in the community?
when you get the money or fame, like at a later time, you get to go back 10 years and act 10 years ago. Like, whenever you get the bag at whatever age you start getting the bag at, you can jump 10 years and start acting that age. So
is
if
that
you
why Nikki act like that? I didn't say nothing.
Nah, you been acting scared of the Nicki Cardi
I am
smoke.
scared of them.
You ain't been clipping up none of the Nicki Cardi smoke you've been
well,
saying.
I didn't. To be fair, I didn't clip that. None of that.
Don't be trying to run from it. Don't be trying to run from it. But no, I her might be a little different. Women have always been kind of, playing to the younger because you get more value out of yourself in the media and market from that. So I don't normally keep women in it. I think guys are a more interesting discussion for it because you literally can get into some money at like 45 and then start acting like you're 35. You get a different kind of fade. You start wearing the little tight shirts with the button-ups that have the brand like going across your shoulder to your like middle chest. Like, I see you nasty niggas out here with the little headsets going on. Y'all disgusting. Y'all are vile. I'm peeping it.
It's not fun to watch.
It's fun. It's hilarious actually, because it's like y'all seeing like, oh man, I couldn't get it off in my 30s like I wanted to, but now I got the sack. Everything. Like, they even think that they can do the half your age plus 7 at the deducted age. It's like, no, nigga, it's still at your age. You still have to do it at your age, nigga.
You know what that reminds me of a little bit? That I don't know if we were gonna talk about this, but Drewski skit about the Qs where now all of the D9 world is up in arms at him.
Like, they was upset about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Alphabet Gang is
I didn't have
going
it on the
at
docket.
him.
I didn't have it on the docket because they just be blowing smoke. Like, niggas was out here putting a almost like a hit out for him, like a college hit out for Drewski.
It is. Yeah, they were. I don't know how I don't know how that works, but I think it's a little bit odd when y'all carry that through after college and into the real world.
It's a gang.
Like, I understand that like these organizations deserve respect because like y'all were forged through discriminatory times and these are safe hubs for black excellence. But at the same time, there's like a bunch of black people outside of this world that are just like existing. And like, do we not get to make observations about y'all? Like, was that disrespectful just because he was doing the hand signs and stuff? I don't know. It was interesting to see the reaction though. Educate me, please.
People always like to hang on to what was their heyday. That's all that is.
Yeah.
So they just remember those parts. All right. So anything left on this Jada Kingdom Burnaboy situation? Do we have anything to expect?
I just think that it's really crazy that this lady decided to go at another woman that didn't claim your man, didn't say nothing about your man, and now you got dragged for no reason because she was minding her business.
It happens like that. Like, when you see the chick that your
she's
dude
younger,
is messing with, that's what I'm saying.
She's younger, she's prettier, her ass is fatter. The whole everything from head to toe is crazy.
It's intimidating. The tats is tatting. It's
everything is crazy.
Like
the whole package.
It reminds me of a time when I was back when I was in college, and I was talking to this one girl, and she was cool or whatever, and we were kind of maybe getting a little serious, but she had a kid, and I started messing around with this other girl that was at school with me. Mm-hmm. And she ended up seeing a picture of her. And when she seen the girl that I was cheating on her with, she was like, oh, my God, damn. she's gorgeous. I understand. She's like, I'm trying to be mad, but then I keep looking at her and I can't be mad.
You've told me that story before, and I understand that reaction, but at the same time, I don't understand having that reaction at 50-50, because I just put my hands on you, but I'm a different woman.
She's seen it and was like, nah, it's different. Like you can really pull them. Like the niggas that used to cheat on me, they was cheating on me with mud. Like you was cheating on me with a fine diamond.
If she was used to getting cheated on, she was like, well, at least.
Yeah, this was the first time that she cheated on somebody, and it was like, oh, damn, I got cheated on by. Yikes.
Okay.
There was never a chance. So I can understand Stefflon, where it's like you see that what your man has the capability of pulling, and you sitting there a little intimidated.
A little bit.
You know that. You know whenever.
Jada Kingdom, it's tough to come after that.
It is. It's a hard follow. You know
even though she had him first, but.
Once you know
they're
that,
both
once you know
beautiful women. They both fine and everything, but like Jada is really on a different level.
It's just different scales. Like we dealing with apples and oranges, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's a gold brick and some granite. My bad. All right. All right, so let's get into this, man. So, man, let me get some horns for these fellas right here, man. Shout out to the boys at Homeroom University. They were recently on the Patreon for Joe Budden podcast, which is definitely a big deal. If you guys haven't watched them before, I spoke with them a little bit when one of their guys, AJ, was on No Jumper. Mm-hmm. But they joined Joe Budden. They did a Patreon with them where they kind of just brought their show with him, and he sat down and talked with them, and it was really dope. They chopped it up. They was able to, get. I didn't watch it. I seen some of the clips for it because I follow Menace. But no, I just want to say, like, that shit was really cool. Like, I thought it was really dope just to see these guys who regular dudes, and they putting together the hard work to really make a product that is respected by one of the greats in the industry. Mm-hmm. So no, I think that was just really dope. But Joe, I know what you're doing. I peeped this, so I'm gonna give y'all a little background. Kind of fill people in. So the Homeroom show, the gentleman on there is AJ, Tone Groove, and Jay Nobles. So again, shout out to y'all fellas. Again, this is no hate on y'all, no shot on y'all. This is just observation. What y'all like to call potting about potting. So what I noticed was this. In a lot of their videos, because you see me watch they content before, they are self-proclaimed what I would deem sons of Charlemagne. They are fans of Charlemagne. They generally want to follow his topics and talk about a lot of stuff that he's doing in regards to Breakfast Club and Brilliant Idiots. So what I kind of peeped out of this is in the midst of their criticisms of different shows, Charlemagne has been taking subliminals at them, where he's not, he's talking about, the viability of YouTube, guys sitting around talking about other people's shows and other people who've done things that they haven't done. He's literally just shitted on them in their content. One of their biggest videos is called Where's Wax, where it talks about what happened between Charlemagne and his old co-host that used to come on Wax. I don't know if you remember Big Wax.
I never
you never talked about
Charlemagne's.
So that was Charlemagne's old bodyguard and friend from South Carolina was Wax. Mm-hmm. And they end up falling out over him cheating on a girl they had a mutual friendship with. But that was one of their videos that got really popular. And why I say this, that they were sons of Charlemagne, we know that have been a big beef between Charlemagne and Joe Budden.
They've been frenemies for years, and now they're just enemies.
Yeah, this time right now they're at odds at each other. Mm-hmm. And Charlemagne has been critical of Joe, saying, hey, Joe, you don't put other people on. Your platform doesn't put other people on and make other products bigger. Mm-hmm. So if I'm Joe, I completely understand where his mind's going to. Oh, you don't think I put niggas on? You don't think I'm a kingmaker? Let me turn your ops into kingmakers. The niggas you hating on your show that you won't even say their name. I'm going to put them on a big profile. Because these niggas only got 15K. Again, that's not no shade or no hate. They got 15K subscribers. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of it.
Yeah.
They are considered a small channel.
Yeah, definitely. They have a good following.
A good following, but considered a small channel. Mm-hmm. So for them to be at 15, 16K.
And on the Joe Budden podcast.
Their highest video has done 95K. So they haven't even broke 100K in regards to a video view to be on Joe Budden's podcast. Again, I think that's a great accomplishment for them, but I can see the play. I tried to ask Danny about it in the spaces. Danny was running. Danny from the stop. He was running. He wasn't giving me no answers. You know, he's all, I'm not going to comment on that. And I know what that means, Danny. I know exactly what that means.
You think Joe
paid for them to come out? He said that.
No,
what the dude said that?
You think Joe is like being strategic about this, bringing
100%.
them on because they like look up to Charlemagne and then were
100%.
disappointed by Charlemagne?
100%. And he's doing it to shit on Charlemagne. Like, watch me make these boys bigger because of. I already seen folks saying, "Oh, thanks Joe Budden for putting me on to the Menace Military." Like, I've already seen the post happening.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I'm going to put the niggas that kicked your back in the most. I'm going to put them on you. I'm going at your ass with them. It's amazing. And shout out to y'all boys because that's a masterclass on how to properly be used.
What if Charlemagne puts Danny on? What if Charlemagne is like, love the stop, gonna start working with them now?
Danny said that. He did say, "Hey, Charlemagne, call me up. We can do business. We can talk. You know, we can do a sit down."
You're gonna have to show your face, Danny, if you start working with Charlemagne.
Oh, Danny already showed his face.
Oh, he did?
Joe showed Danny's face.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he doxed him during the spaces.
Oh, Joe, that's not nice.
No, it wasn't cool. Danny was a little upset about that, but he took it on the chin. He's a trooper. But no,
yeah,
I want to say
it was gonna happen regardless.
But I want you to speak to this. My thought was this was a master class on how to be used properly, without compromising too much of yourself. They were properly used. Would you not agree?
Yeah, because they probably don't look up to Charlemagne the way they used to.
Yeah.
And then now, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It was amazing. Like I said, I don't feel like they even really too much compromised themselves. The only thing I would say is I wouldn't agree with the fact that he purchased the tickets for them to come up there. And I don't know if he purchased a hotel, but I know Jay Nobles did say that in the clip I saw, that he purchased a ticket because he thanked them. I feel like that's a conflict of interest because if you're a show that criticizes other shows, it's just not in good. It's not a good spirit to, take gifts. I would say from another popular show.
Why do you think that?
It's going to make you look compromised, regardless. Even if you're not,
you're going to be biased in your critique going forward. Either
way, it's going to be one of two things. Either you're going to try to overcorrect so that you don't look biased, or you're going to, be biased because this man did some 4 tickets. It was 4 of them. 4 tickets to New York and put them up. That's some big money.
Is a good amount of their content about the Joe Budden podcast now, or is
not
it still about?
Not that much. Not that I've seen. It hasn't changed too much regards about them just talking about what happened. But one thing I did want to ask you about, just as being a woman, they have been loose with the bitch word. And again, guys, not hate, just discussion, observations. They have been loose with the bitch word in relation to Melissa Ford. So, as a co-host of the Joe Budden podcast, would you feel some kind of way if he platformed some lower show who has been loose with that word about your name? Because I did think that was a little crazy.
I would feel some type of way about it if it was something.
It was in jest, though.
If it was like a group that you felt like, oh, other than this, like I really want to put them on, then the first thing that you would have to do on camera is address that, make them apologize, and let them know that won't be going forward anymore now that we've sponsored you. Stop acting a goddamn fool.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't want to say they're not sponsored by them. They just just did a collab. That was at the end of the day. That's all it was a collab. So I don't. I'm gonna at these niggas, so I don't want them to be like, oh, these niggas lying.
Like if I were Melissa, like I would be like, just let me do this before anything starts.
Oh, Melissa wasn't on the episode.
Okay,
it was just Joe.
Regardless, like I would ask you to address it then. If nobody else was on the episode, just be like, address this in the beginning, squash it, move forward.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not familiar with their content at all, so she didn't see that. But I just know when I watched it and seen it, it was a mental note type of thing. I didn't think it was too crazy or it was just like old bitch and things like that. But it was just like in my brain, I was like, dang, like I can see in a world where if she saw that and ingested that, she could be a little bit problem where it's like, dang, these young niggas is being wildly disrespectful to an older woman and then you giving them the applaud because you just trying to go at your op, and now it makes me feel way in the crossfire. But that was the only thing. Again, I don't want to hate y'all. I think what y'all did was dope. Man, again, I appreciate.
Congratulations, guys.
No,
That's
for real.
amazing.
That's big time. It's big time. So I wish y'all boys the best. I'm going to continue watching. I want to see what more y'all have to bring. But just know, y'all, Talk FNF coming on. We right behind y'all. We on the way. We on the way.
We're gonna join y'all. Hopefully,
soon.
eventually, soon.
Soon. We gonna be our competition. Y'all might be able to pod about us. Are they even really married? Do they even like each other? Do you see the way he has to get permission to laugh around her?
Oh my God, what was that? That was really crazy. The way people perceive things is funny to see how y'all are wrong and loud and wrong
At
all
all
the time.
times. And I didn't need permission for that, bitch.
Dumbass.
All right, so let's get into Dr. Boyce Watkins. Are you familiar with Mr. Dr. Boyce Watkins? Have you seen him on The Breakfast Club before or anything like that?
I have not.
So he's a PhD. Is it economics study? I don't think he's in economics. I really don't care to get his information right because he is such a dweeb, especially as of late. So like beforehand, he was very much so like speaking positively on, black situations and instances. He would be someone who you would call because you thought to him to be a very thoughtful person in regards to a lot of these conversations. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, it just seems as of recently, he's trying to fight and claw back for some type of relevance that he used to have back in like the early 2010s and stuff. And he's like, it feels like to me he's trying to rebrand into like Kevin Samuels.
We don't need that nigga to be reincarnated.
Like, it's really wild because I'm sitting here looking at this dude and I'm like, nothing about you is even on that Kevin Samuels kind of like time off top.
Kevin was like, regardless of how annoying his content was to me, he was a very smooth nigga. He was very clean cut, handsome.
He had that shit on.
Yeah.
And this nigga right here is
very
bald,
tailored,
short, and like he talks with a little congestion a little bit. Like it's not a very confident discussion when you hear him talking. It's vile. It's nasally.
I don't like a man with a nasally voice.
Very dork behavior. So I want to I'm pulling up some of his tweets right now.
What is his content about? Like, what is he rebranded to start talking about now?
It's like he'll talk about.
Is it like relationship stuff?
Yeah, he'll talk about women. Like one time he
like
did,
the high value man.
Not in a way, not in that kind of like, not in that kind of particular way, like Kevin would do. Mm-hmm. But he'll do the thing like he'll show a picture of his wife and be like, it's not always about the looks, it's about the like that kind of shit. Yeah. Like
his own wife?
His own wife.
Oh my God, poor baby.
Like it'd be some shit like that where he's like, oh yeah, it's about the money, it's about the type of woman she is, not the way she looks type of shit. But she's still gorgeous. Like that kind of.
Oh my God. You might as well be like, I hate this ugly bitch.
Basically, that's what it feels like. Like that's the energy it comes off on.
Yeah, whenever men do that and be like, oh, you might not be the most beautiful and you might not have the fattest ass and you might not be the smartest but you're a great mother and I love you and you were here through all of the dark, depressing trials and tribulations that I put you through. You stayed down and you didn't leave.
Basically.
So you're the best woman, and that makes you better than a woman that would look better, and even though that's what I want.
You were the most serviceable at the time, and I appreciate you. Like, okay, so here's what he said about the video with Jonathan Majors. Black men, the black woman has been holding you down since slavery. Make sure you always proper respect. They deserve it.
Okay, period.
So
I do not object to that.
So then this is another one he just
That is
recently,
a fact.
This is another one he did because I kind of want to. The reason why I wanted to bring him up because he's been going at another person in the social.
I'm taking him with a grain of salt so far, though. I like that first one, though.
Well, I mean, that
first one is definitely my bag.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I can find more that is even stupider. But one of the ones he just recently did was, because he's been going at, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Jared Ball. He's another person in the kind of
Who are all these doctors?
These are guys in the conscious community. So
they all have PhDs and they just decided to get on the internet.
They be beefing about different ideologies. So this is another one that they have. This is another one that this is one Voice Walker's at. He said, so the definition of hilarious is the black man who tells me black people can't build wealth because we don't have any money, as he hops in his Mercedes wearing Air Jordans on his way to a $200 concert with the girl he plans to take to his $2K a month apartment after going to a fancy steakhouse. So this comes from, I just want to give a little more information. This comes from Dr. Jared Ball's study of the fact of black wealth and black money and the kind of myths that have been said. So have you heard about the whole having black, the buying power being like $1 trillion?
Yes. So
that's a myth. What that comes from is marketing agents who are trying to convince other companies to invest in black businesses, essentially. Mm-hmm. So it's a way of just getting black marketing dollars out so that they can get money. So it's basically a big lie. What they do is they'll take, like, say if you bought a house that year and you only doing a down payment and whatever little fees, they incorporate the whole house that you purchased in that $1 trillion.
The buying power.
Yeah. So in the buying power, they say like you used a whole $400K in the house that you bought when really you didn't do that. Mm-hmm. Or they'll do it with cars and all sorts of stuff. And it creates this idea that, we're putting our money in places that don't value us and that only serve to take us back, which is not really true. Like in Dr. Jared Ball's work, he shows that, no, most of the black people's money goes to needs like rent, food, doing things for your car, things like that. Like, you do have a percentage of people who go out, but it's this very small minority of people. And he was basically bringing that into question to tell people to stop saying, to stop criticizing black people and saying, you need to put your money in the right places, when it's like, no, black people don't have money. We need to fight for black people to have more money. And so that's where it came from.
Black people don't be having money left over to put in the right places after they pay bills.
And that's the thing, where it's like, there's no point of having financial literacy if we don't have the finances to be literate with.
Yeah.
And that's always been my thing. That's why I'm critical of Earn Your Leisure. That's why I'm critical of all these financial gurus and financial people who say that our success is going to be found in black capitalism, because it's just literally not enough. Even when it goes back to the other topics we talked about with like Taraji and things, it's literally not enough of us for us to be able to think that we can generate enough money to do anything. Mm-hmm. It just isn't.
No matter how literate we are in finances and everything, if there isn't systematic change that allows us to
have a resource that we can control and appraise at our own will.
Yes.
Like there's never going to be a real way we can say that.
If our property isn't appraised lower because it's just owned by us and a bunch of stuff, then we can, if that wasn't the case, then the knowledge and the literacy would help, but that's not the case at all.
I'm trying to find some more of these tweets because, like I said, bro, everything about him, like, he used to be more of a calm and cool kind of guy, actually putting out information, but now it's just like he'll shit on black women too. Like that one that he said was more so on y'all end. So this is another one that went into question. So he talked about the dress that Cat Williams and a lot of comedians were bringing up,
yes,
in regards to the interview. And so he said, question, can you name 20 A-list white male actors who have appeared in Hollywood dresses and dressed as women in the last decade? And then people put tons of people who have been in dresses over this more than the last decade, but over just
historically, in theater, women weren't allowed. So
about it.
White men would play women.
Young white men, like
all of the women were played by men, and all theater was white. So all of the men were dressing up as women. It had nothing to do with sexuality. It was sexism, but it had nothing to do with sexuality. That whole conversation, I think, is rooted in something a little bit different than what Kat was trying to say. But continue.
I think what it comes to with the conversation of the dress, a lot of things get convoluted. And they try to mix two things up together. Mm-hmm. And they'll try to say the dress is also a form of assault, like it's some type of sexual assault. And it's not. It depends on the discussion. So we're talking about a Terry Crews who said, but he tried to grab his dick. That is an assault. But then when
straight up assault.
But then when you go into Corey Fackham, when he said he walked into his dressing room and saw a dress in there, That is not an assault.
No.
That is a request. That is, hey, this is the story that we're trying to tell, and this is the joke.
Sometimes the dress works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't think it's a plan to feminize black men.
It's funny that we kind of get into this discussion. We're going to keep discussing the dress for a little bit, but it's funny when a lot of the internet comedians who used to dress up like women and do skits and stuff like that would get shitted on by women by saying, oh, you're disrespecting us by dressing up like us and doing all this. But then in the same token, black men turn this into this dress is something that's being forced on y'all. Like, y'all niggas really act like someone is forcing y'all to get into these clothes, like y'all can't leave and just not take the check. Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's so funny how consistent this conversation is and how the black man is just so intimidated by the dress. Like, I've never seen us be so scared of anything. Like, it'll happen and we'll sit there and be afraid, and somebody will bring that dress in our dressing room and we'll be sitting there like this.
I think
to conquer. You make me sick.
Leave me alone, please.
Hiding in the shadows. Hiding from who you truly are.
Oh.
You can't escape yourself.
Niggas looking like
Really?
the Green Goblin when the dress come out.
dark twist. I think black men are so afraid of being feminized because of that ancestral trauma that has been passed down of black men being assaulted and literally raped.
No, I'm not giving it.
Yup.
I'm not giving it, bro.
Yup.
It's homophobia. At the end of the day, it's homophobia. No,
well,
that's
yeah,
where
it's,
it is.
It's homophobia.
It's 100% homophobia.
It's homophobia.
It is like
It's homophobia.
if your experience is a man asked you, a producer asked you to put on a dress for a show or a movie, and you went in and made a big ass deal of it, that is on you. You are a delusional individual. Now, if he said, "Hey, let me grab that fat black dick and put this dress on," then that's different. That's a different discussion. If he's telling you, like he said, Harvey Weinstein, he said he wanted to suck his dick and all that other shit, that's a different discussion than somebody asking you to put the dress on. And that's the shit that y'all are not trying to have this conversation. Y'all are homophobic as hell. It's the truth.
The difference between like a Tyler Perry and a Brandon T. Jackson is Tyler Perry has his own giant production house behind him. He's a talented writer, this, that, and the other, regardless of what you think about him. Maybe. And then and then Brandon T. Jackson, arguably not that great of an actor.
Brandon T. Jackson.
Already your skills, the foundation was lacking. You put on the dress to try to like maybe give you a boost. It didn't work. The dress is not why your career ended. Your career ended because you're just not
let's keep
great
it
of
real.
an
Like,
actor.
let's keep it real about that. Like, Brandon T., you literally mess up the theory. If putting in the dress helps your career, then you mess up the theory. You show that this doesn't exist.
It doesn't work.
Because you put on the dress and nigga, where are you? I seen you doing an interview in niggas' living rooms. Now you could, we appreciate, probably interviewing
Come to our living room.
But at the same token, you doing interviews in niggas in Detroit's living room.
Calling him untalented and then inviting him here is crazy though.
I just want to get the clicks.
Come here and slap me.
I just want to get the clicks. Ain't nobody's doing that in front of me.
We gonna shoot you.
Please believe. No one's doing anything like that in front of me. But besides the point of that, no, like it messes it up. And I think that's where we kind of just have to keep it a being. Like, a lot of y'all sound psychopath. Y'all sound nuts. Y'all sound like the people and the women that y'all try to project things on. That y'all sound like the brick lady.
What happened with the brick lady?
I heard she got her body done, or she at least got like lost some weight. Because I seen some pictures of her.
Did we know
right.
if she got hit by a brick or not?
Niggas try to say it was fake. Some people said it was real. I don't know. She had documents. I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
That little chick with the tattoo on her titties on Twitter that be shitting on niggas all the time. She said that she had the documents of her going to the doctor. And you've been disappointing me. What's her? I don't even know her name. I don't feel like looking up your name. You be disappointing me because them
chick with the tattoos on the chest on Twitter.
Yeah, because you out there shitting on Jonathan Majors, and you know that the only reason you going so hard is because it's the black man. You know you wouldn't, and anybody else want some finger injury, you act like this nigga went across this white woman head on camera, like he was fucking Ray Rice. Be ashamed of yourself, black woman. Do better. I don't even know her name. I gotta figure out what her name is. But no,
Disney should just keep them. Y'all over here sending money to
Are we done with the dress?
kill children.
Are we done with the dress? Do you have anything more to add on the dress?
Nope.
All right, you black men are homophobic. Y'all need to do better. But no, can we talk about what I don't get with this Jonathan Majors interview? So if you listen on our audio, you heard the little clip we put in there with him talking about Megan and his obsession with Coretta Scott King.
Oh my God, bro.
But what I want to ask is this, okay? So Disney fires you. They take your shit, and then you go to
ABC,
Disney, ABC, to give them the first exclusive.
Listen, Disney, ABC, I don't know.
That's the same company.
Do you think that they're trying to rehab his image? Do you think that they care? Do you think that maybe
to me, it was
have
nuts.
invested too much in him and they are trying to PR their way out of this?
I think maybe what could be
fake pump, like they're gonna kick him out, but actually not.
To me, it could potentially be that.
Bro, didn't what's his face, Hawkeye, the guy that plays Hawkeye, didn't he get into like a massive like car accident? Like he has like domestic violence.
He was in
claims.
a car accident. He was like doing some yard work and got injured doing yard work. But yeah, no, he did have his claims weren't legal claims though. Like it was just his wife said it happened publicly.
Okay.
Like I think either in a book or something like that.
But then Disney didn't.
Because I mean, we can't compare the same two because one woman is just saying it and the other woman was with the authorities. Like it's just a different.
Because Jonathan called them.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
But no, I was just saying like this nigga's obsession is with Coretta is insane. But I just don't understand why you would
Coretta's not alive, right?
No, she's not. Actually, her daughter just went on record.
She's rolling her in her grave.
Her daughter just went out and says, "Can you stop using my mom as a prop?"
Please.
I said that on the last time we talked about like why is Coretta the quintessential woman who just took the cheating?
Jonathan Majors keeps bringing up Coretta because Martin Luther King loved him some white women.
So I've been hearing that a lot of people are saying that's been all misinformation. That we are pushing out FBI.
I'm sure
points.
it is.
Well,
yeah, FBI is evil as fuck.
This is why people are saying CIA talking points, but I read articles where the FBI had said that they had recordings.
You know, the CIA has like a whole propaganda division
for sure,
where they
they're
put
really
out
called
propaganda on purpose.
Central Intelligence Agency. Part of intelligence is telling people what to think.
Yeah,
propaganda is part of the job. But no, I just thought it was just funny that he just laid into it. Like they literally talked about the Coretta thing and then he said it again. And bless her heart, little Megan just sitting there being a soldier. I respect it.
She was just sitting there like
she's like, oh yeah, he ate that.
And then they asked him like, oh, what has the relationship been like? And then he's like, he takes a little pause. And then you could tell everyone's like, please don't say it, please don't say it, please don't mention Coretta, please don't mention Coretta. And then he's like, she held me down, like, everyone's like, please don't say Coretta Scott. And I was like, oh my God.
Do you think they edited out sometimes of him laughing? Because it looked like he was chuckling a little bit in between some of them cuts.
Bro, I feel like, I don't know. Do you think that I feel like him and Megan probably went back there. And she was like, nigga, why would you say Coretta again? And he probably just started dying of laughter.
That's just my that's just my shit. Like,
and she's like, you need to take this more seriously. Stop mentioning Coretta. That's my little headcanon.
Coretta be holding it down. Like, I feel him. Coretta, hey. Somebody gotta hold Coretta name in high esteem. Y'all don't. Y'all be shitting on Miss Coretta.
We love Coretta over here, okay?
Not all y'all. All y'all be vile to Coretta. Don't be holding it down.
Do people say bad things about Coretta Scott King?
I mean, they loose with her name. You don't remember that Chicago show? It's like the Black Shameless, and they had like a whole little thing where one of the ladies was like, "Fuck Coretta," because she like knew her growing up and all that other shit, and she was like shitting on her. You never seen that skit before? Or not? It's not a skit, but that show.
No.
Oh yeah, well. I don't feel like finding it, but
yeah. Okay, so no, I didn't see that at all. But stop shitting on Coretta. What did Coretta do to y'all? That's such a random person to have smoke for. Is Coretta Scott King?
Martin Luther King.
You know what? We haven't done, and I think this is a great idea. We need to do our blowing packs segment. So we're gonna do a segment where we predict and like celebrate somebody's death who we want to die but hasn't died yet. That's coming soon. I'm very excited for that. We're gonna do that for the next episode. We're gonna prepare that for the next episode. I think
That's gonna be in the second hour.
I think it's very on brand for us because I don't know how we have become like aficionados of just hate.
Oh yeah, I told you I'm the king of this hating shit,
Like,
and I've made you my queen.
I don't honestly. Obviously, it's in me. I'm a hateful bitch.
I love it.
I love you. Yeah.
Speaking of relationships, did you see? You know who Ryan Garcia is?
Why do I know none of the people that you be bringing up?
Because most of the time they're athletes and.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea what that man is.
They're either athletes or really smart people, and that just doesn't hit your algorithm.
They're either athletes or fucking misogynists.
I mean, PhDs.
Misogynists with PhDs, they can get them too.
So this one kind of actually blends into the two a little bit. So Ryan Garcia is a boxer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just had a baby. So congratulations to him.
Shout out to your little tots.
Let me give him a little. So after he posts the child on his Instagram, he posts another update on his relationship.
I saw this.
This nigga tells everybody that him and his freshly postpartum wife
Are separated.
are getting a divorce. And when I saw that, I said, "Oh, this nigga out here too, player."
I feel like if
You a wild boy, Ryan.
I feel like if he said that quick, then that was probably already in the clip, and he was probably just waiting for her to pop the baby.
Oh, 100, yeah, for sure. He was definitely waiting for her to do that. But dropping
him doing that right after he dropped the baby, like, what did she do? Like, girl, like,
she had to steal some money while she was pregnant.
He caught her with dick in her mouth.
While pregnant?
Yes.
Whoa. I'm surprised she's still here. That's a fighter.
Like,
I'm surprised he wouldn't have crashed out for that.
That's crazy because
you can't put that on dick in the mouth, allegedly. You can't put dick in the mouth.
That's misinformation. That's the misinformation, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, like I feel like that's what happened.
That's crazy. Nah, she would have been dead if he with a name like Ryan Garcia. You're gonna put hands on Shawty if you find out she putting dick in her mouth. Like that's not finna fly.
Most likely.
That's not gonna fly in any capacity. No, ma'am. Like that's not no ma'am. Like I remember, this is hilarious.
No, but if you're a boxer, right?
No, you just made me think of another story though. Do you want to do yours first?
No, but if you're a boxer, aren't your hands technically like? That's a myth? Okay, so you could just fuck people up.
No, you're gonna go to jail for assault, but
okay,
you're not gonna be like, oh, these are weapons of you're not like you're gonna be
weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, they're not gonna be. Your hands aren't more
lethal weapons
murder than anybody else. Yeah,
okay,
like that. So, but no, it's funny because it makes me think about this one time where like I was talking to this girl, and
I hate these stories.
She was knocked up, and like
you was talking to a pregnant bitch.
Yeah, it was small though.
Low ass standards.
I was a nasty nigga at my time, but like it was funny because we was chilling, and after we was feeling chilling, like she hit me up and she was like, "If you would have tried me, I would have been dead."
A lame ass bitch.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's crazy. Your baby daddy would have known you was out there throwing the pussy with the baby.
Like, literally. And pathetically.
So that's what made me think when you said that she had the dick in her mouth. Yo, women are liabilities, yo.
When you're pregnant, you're much hornier.
Could you imagine that, though? Like, that y'all are liabilities. Because now you're making me think about Kevin Hart's ex-wife. So if y'all not familiar.
Oh, yeah.
So if y'all not familiar, Tonya, what's her name? Tori Hart.
Toya?
Is it Toya? I think there's an L in there, right? It's like a Tory.
No.
Or is it Tori?
Tori.
Okay, so Tori Hart, Kevin Hart's ex-wife, is also a comedian. She also is doing stand-up, and in the light of Cat Williams, I keep saying their names wrong every time. In the light of Cat Williams' recent interview, she has joined his tour. That is diabolical.
Oh, wow.
That is diabolical.
Nah, I like that for her.
No, that's cool for her, but that's diabolical.
It's definitely diabolical, but you know what else is diabolical? Kevin Hart's whole first most popular stand-up special mostly being jokes about her.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
The material that she gave you was literally priceless. Kevin, you have not had anything that was genuinely, authentically as funny as the special where you were talking about your ex-wife. And you should have kept her around just for material, low-key, because nothing else has been as funny since then. But yeah.
They caught him walking out to his van, Kevin Hart, and they asked him about it, and he was like, I wish her toward the best. Nigga mad as hell.
That's all he can say, because you can't be mad at your ex-wife when you cheating on your current wife and you going through a whole like legal battle. Kevin has too many things on his plate. Got to give this man a break.
A lot of
he
y'all
got to pick his battles.
A lot of y'all looking bad. A lot of y'all after this Cat Williams interview, y'all looking real sad out here. A lot of y'all responses like Kevin was trying to like talk shit during the basketball game and shit. You saw that?
No, I want to talk about Ludacris's response. Because Ludacris freestyled. So Cat Williams said that you sold out, that you got a light-skinned, ugly, long-faced wife, and what else? There was a third thing.
That he got the Illuminati meeting?
Yes. So Ludacris went on social media and did a freestyle against what Cat Williams said, and was like, I'm not in the Illuminati. I didn't sell out. That's it. What about your ugly, long-faced, light-skinned wife? What about defending her? He didn't say nothing about the wife.
Always on my mind, like Snoop's cannabis shredder. I'm always on my grind. They throwing shade because
this is
niggas
disgusting.
can never take my shine. I bring my watch collection on my
This
jet.
is so vile.
Like fine wine, I'm aging like Benjamin. Top 5, I'm worth mentioning.
Like, I don't understand why he's getting this off.
See the pendulum swing, Jesus with diamond thorns. Ludacris, swaddled in Gucci linens when I was born. Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati. And I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Now I'm married with kids, the evolution of life. Never been a clout chaser, never say shit for likes. R.I.P. John Singleton. You never have to flex when you earn every one of your Fast and Furious checks. Afro with the sideburns. Yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise. Comedians check your temperature.
Yeah.
Yo, that nigga
like,
did
there's
that
nothing
shit.
you can say like, oh, my wife isn't ugly.
You was in
Like-
the Illuminati meetings. You got the little 100K 10 movie check. You ain't fooling nobody. I know when a light-skinned nigga lying. Your left eye start twitching. I seen that, Luda.
Yeah.
I'm peeping that.
And
Y'all
Luda's
niggas.
wife is not. She's a beautiful woman. Like, she's a gorgeous woman.
She's the better looking ones out of the 7 people they said it was.
She's genuinely not even ugly at all.
He got the best model.
And she don't even have a long face. Cat was wrong about that part. Maybe that's why he didn't address it. Because Luda's wife is obviously a gorgeous woman.
It was just like I said, it was just a lot of that coming out of there. It was funny. Cat Williams, you were sick though. Ooh.
Come shop with me, girl.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Beep that out.
definitely. You were so goofy.
I be forgetting. You know that's also. So let me tell the story real quick that I told you before. So at work, I get an email from somebody else in corporate, and they're like, "Oh, let's have a touch base." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm about to get fired, bro. I'm about to get fired. I'm getting fired today." I'm like, they saw our content. That's what that was like, there was like 2-3 things that I thought it might be, but like, this was like, I can't believe I forgot to tell you this. I thought they like watched every Talk FNF TV episode in corporate.
and it's
And it was like, you know what? We're firing you. And then there was this girl on TikTok today that said that she worked in the same field as me and recently got fired because of her content. I was like, oh, that's a sign number 1. I'm getting fired. And then we at work, we talking, and then we're making fun of this guy that wants to apply. We're like, we don't even have no positions open. We check the position open, posted 3 days ago. I'm like, oh my God, that's my position. I thought I was getting fired. I had the car had nothing to do with me. Nothing at all to do with me. So yeah.
No, like I said, when we out here doing what we doing, man, we risking it all.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to choose between a paycheck or a pod. Like that would have been a hard decision because the pod is not making paychecks yet.
Oh, it's coming though.
If the pod was making paychecks, I easily bye.
All right, man, we got to get back into New York's information, man. We got to talk about the Underground Jew Road.
Okay, so
let me pull up the articles because we have to be factual about this. We know how they get.
There's the head of a specific sector of Jewish people in Brooklyn. These tunnels, they built these tunnels. In 2020, there were complaints all over the neighborhood about these tunnels, and then now, how did they come across the tunnels?
So what it looked like, there was from what I was gathering here, and this is from the AP, that there was a conflict inside of the synagogue that was a younger group that were like in training. They were like students in the synagogue and the older synagogues, and they were trying to stop the passage from being continued to be built.
Because from what I have researched, there are two sectors of this specific synagogue, and one of them believe that like the person who started this branch, he's dead. They believe that he's gonna come back, and
from the dead?
He's gonna be reincarnated. He's gonna come, and they need to prepare for him coming back. And then there's another sector that does not believe that. The ones that believe that he's gonna come back are upstairs.
Gotcha.
The ones that don't believe that are downstairs. They have been in a legal fight between them two to prove who has rights to the grounds.
Gotcha.
So the people that are downstairs are the ones that built the tunnel without the people that are upstairs' knowledge of this. And so that's probably the infighting.
One crazy thing to note too is that one of the tunnels connected across the street from a Jewish children's museum.
Yes. And it was a Vice article, so we taking it with a grain of salt, right? Because Vice does do very hard-hitting journalism.
So, hold on, this is what it says. It says the facts. The tunnels do not connect to the Jewish Children's Museum, which is located across the street from the charter headquarters. So basically, from what I saw, there was a video where there was a man getting out of a hole, and they showed that hole that he was getting out of was across the street from the Children's Museum. So the headquarters is already across the street from the museum, but it's just not connected to the museum itself.
Okay.
So it's not like you can go into the museum and then go out and go through the tunnels.
Yeah.
But you could, let's just say somebody was walking across the street, you could grab a kid and jump into the tunnel.
Oh, okay, and bring them to
the synagogue if you wanted to.
Okay.
It was the freak off in the synagogue.
Don't say that.
That was too much. That was crazy.
Yeah. No, there are children involved.
Bad. We don't know. We don't know that. They said there haven't been no.
So what? That's what I'm saying.
That's what this article was saying. They said there hasn't been any. It says they have stopped proliferation of social media posts falsely suggesting that the passage is proof of illicit activity such as sex trafficking for children. Like they said that like they haven't been proving anything. That when I first heard about it, I thought it was some pre-World War II shit, and this is just what they use to try to avoid anti-Semitism.
Yeah, so I've seen that there has been no actual proof of any trafficking or anything of that sort yet, and that this whole narrative is just anti-Semitic.
I mean, it's going to be used for it.
Propaganda.
For sure, it's definitely going to be used for it. But that is wild, though. Like, there was a mattress in there that was soiled. Like, it looked wild in that little video where they were arresting some of the people. I think like 9 people got arrested at the synagogue. No, it looked wild. It looked nasty. Like, you pulling out a twin-size mattress that's dirty as hell. that look like somebody been peeing on it and shitting on it. Like
I saw somewhere that there were like traces of blood in these tunnels too.
I mean, that could happen from people working in them.
It could.
So I mean, that's why it's just not. It just like I said, it does look crazy. It does not help any of the Jewish propaganda against you guys. These do not assist with the allegations at all. Like the adrenochrome allegations are soon coming. I promise you.
Especially like after that horrid UN meeting where they let everyone know that over 1,000 Palestinian children have been amputated with no anesthesia, either one or both legs.
Yeah, it's not a good look for y'all.
Like, what is happening?
Y'all looking bad out here. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't saying nothing on y'all, but
all I'm saying is what the fuck is happening?
Y'all are not beating the allegations at all in any capacity. Fill up those Jew tunnels, please.
Oh no.
Please.
Lord. I know what you're talking about, but that sounds crazy.
Jew tunnels?
Yes.
That's what they are, though. They're their tunnels. They're their underground Jew road.
Jeez, did you know that there's a specific, like the very intense, I think, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think Hasidic Jews, I don't know if it's if it's Orthodox Jews specifically, but they have bathhouses that the women are supposed to go into before and after their period. Before, if they're very like traditional Jews, they'll go before and after sex. The women are supposed to go before and after their period. If they're super religious, sometimes, I think, if I remember correctly, because I had a super religious friend in Brooklyn, but some women have to stay the whole time during their period there because that's considered like an unholy time. And the men have to go.
Anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die shouldn't be trusted.
The men have to go before the holy holidays, like Rosh Hashanah and all of those things.
Yeah, I mean it's funny when you kind of look into a lot of that because you kind of learn that like a lot of that stuff really is just health related more than actual religious.
It was probably rooted then, and now it's just tradition.
Yeah, I mean no, it was rooted in health. Like even when you think about like not eating pork, like it was because you saw the pig eat the nastiest shit.
Everything.
So it was like, oh, it's probably not a good idea to eat that at all. But nah.
It's a very rational thought to have.
It's just like even with like the whole. Some people have said this before, like when they say like you're not supposed to lay with a man, where it's like, well, when men have sex, you're using the hole that you put waste in, out of. So why would you want to put that in there? And it was more of a health thing than, even though that's not necessarily the case, it was more of a pedophile thing than anything in the Bible. The Bible doesn't really talk about homosexuality really in the original text.
Yeah,
like the actual Hebrew translations. A lot of those times,
it's man with boy, right?
Yeah, more of the times it's related to that.
But
let's talk about Fani Willis. All right, so we got to get into Miss Fani Willis and her alleged promiscuity.
What's going on with this? Because I have no idea who this lady is.
You got me looking up Fannie Mae. Hold on. So, according to U.S. Today, their headline is Trump, Georgia co-defendant alleges DA Fani Willis had improper relationship with prosecutor. So the gist of what they're saying is the person that they had established to handle the prosecution for Trump is somebody who she's had a prior relationship with.
Oh, no.
And so they're trying to, I guess, try to find
scandal.
Yeah, like a scandal here, trying to basically put this out to, from what I would believe would be just to what they're saying here is just disqualify Willis and the entire Fulton County District Attorney Office of Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade because the two have been engaged in improper relationship, class and time, personal relationship during the pendency of this case. So I don't know, is that supposed to be like a conflict of interest? Like, I don't get why the prosecutor and the DA who would be on the same side if there was an alleged relationship. Are they trying to say like he got preferential treatment to get it? Because that would be the only thing that I would think that, but that wouldn't be something that
would be
Trump.
The only conflict of interest.
As he says, the court is filing and the alleged contained in them. First report Monday by the Atlanta Constitutional Journal. The motion offered no specific proof of the romantic ties between Willis and Wade. The motion claims that alleged based on sources close to as well as divorce filings. So they're basically just trying to say, like, you know, she a freaky gal. From gal, but this is not the first time.
Girl.
This is not the first time that this is something like this came out. So I don't know if you heard before. There was somebody from YSL. He was somebody who had her as a defendant. No, excuse me, not as he was a defendant, and she was his
prosecutor.
No,
I mean,
his public defender.
Okay,
she was his public defender, and he said in the interview that they had a relationship. So this isn't the first time that this has come out where she has gotten busy with people in the field that she worked with. Again, this is all alleged.
So this is something that she just does on a regular basis.
Apparently, she might be a Fanny. You a freaky girl?
She's a very freaky girl.
Hey.
Get it from a mama.
Take
First
it to the judge. Oh shit! But no, that's crazy because they try to use that to try to make it seem like she got information from dude from YSL to help her in this case. So that was something that she's like. This has been following her for a while. Like I said, she a decent looking black lady. I can see how she out here, you know, getting busy like she thinking she Molly. You know, she thinks she Molly.
She definitely does not think she Molly, but
she definitely thinks she Molly.
Have you been following the YSL court case?
I've been seeing a lot of different stuff. I've been seeing the different drip from Thug. I've been seeing niggas on the stand.
Thug been blowing up.
He been looking.
Not blowing up
like big.
He been
having that shit on these last few days. He been putting that shit on.
So this, I think his name is Tick, but he's been on trial lately, and no, his name is Slug. So his name is Slug, and the his whatchamacallit, what is it called when he talks?
Accent?
No.
Testimony?
Yes, his testimony has been absolutely insane. It's been all over the place. So in the beginning, his testimony was like, he kind of seemed like he was still on the fence about snitching when in the beginning of his testimony.
In the midst of already testifying?
So it was a lot of like, I don't recalls and this and that. And the lawyer's line of questioning seemed to be falling through until recently. So like around like day 15 when he was getting questioned, he started coming around, and let me play some of the most recent court. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to give you the So shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer on TikTok. She's a black woman. She's not a lawyer, but she's been covering this case beautifully.
RICO trial. It was a short day, but Slug was still on the stand, and Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, was doing the cross-examination. Brian Steele starts off with overt act number 156, which is this picture, and the state claims that in this picture, young Thug is throwing up the Bloods gang sign. But Slug says it's the Pushin' P sign for a song which had come out during that time. And we all remember that Pushin' P is for pushing positivity.
He had a record out at the time called Pushin' P, so he making a P in reference to the song.
You know whether that song came out with a video?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in open court, the entire Pushin' P music video is played for the jury.
Pushin' P.
In the courtroom.
Pushin' P.
After the video, Brian still asked Slug about being mad at Thug for referencing him in some of his lyrics. Slug had grown a bit of a reputation for robbing women, and people in the neighborhood were teasing him for it.
So this case has literally been all over the goddamn place. Like Slug, the way he's testifying is comical.
I was hearing some people, so I was out, you know, we are in the city where this is occurring at.
Yeah,
so
because this stuff was occurring a couple blocks away.
What I've been hearing, you know, on the street is that the DA and the whole prosecution really don't know how a RICO works. So they've been putting all this focus on lyrics and all this other stuff when a RICO, from most people understanding, is I give you money and you do acts that further our initiative in regards to gang movement, intimidation, and just making sure people know we are a presence. And that's where, like, at least the information that's been coming out has been a focus on everything but what actually was the RICO.
I think they're having a hard time because of the witnesses. They're differentiating YSL, the music group, between YSL, the gang. And it's hard to tell whether Young Thug was head of YSL, the music group, or YSL, the gang. And that's what they're trying to prove. But the witnesses don't seem like they're...
The evidence is already there, though.
The evidence isn't... But the witnesses are not on board with proving this.
No, the prosecution is not showing a clear...
They're not doing a good job.
This is from the information that's been coming out. So this could be all misinformation. But from the information that's coming out, they haven't been showing a good job of, hey, here's this individual paying out and giving money out to do particular actions, which, again, the evidence is all there. The rental car ain't changed. You know, everything that's in that situation is there. The people who have lost their lives from those particular actions, who rep y'all particular, you know, gang, it's all there. So we're not, no one's out here making up anything. No one's tripping. It's just, it seems like the prosecution isn't really knowing what they're doing, because this isn't something that's really familiar. Like a state RICO isn't something that really is well known. Usually, like, it's a federal RICO.
Yeah.
Usually the feds are the one handling RICO charges.
So on day 15 is when he's on the stand and he finally starts answering questions. I want to play a little bit of it for you.
Trontavious Stevens, a.k.a. Slug, a.k.a. Tick, is back on the stand for day 15 of the YSL RICO trial, and things are going noticeably different than they were last week. Attorney Love gets right into it with her questioning of Slug this morning. She first asks him about rebranding Rock Crew to Young Slime Life.
And did you testify last week when you spoke, we needed to get away from the gang activity that Rock Crew was known for. And so we changed our name to Young Slime Life.
So apparently YSL used to be named Rock Crew. And because of the nefarious activity that was attached to their name, they rebranded to YSL.
Yes.
Who is the we that you were speaking about when you spoke to the jury?
This is when he changes his tune.
People who I grew up with, my age group.
Those people were not. Were those people founders of Young Slime Life?
No.
Okay. So why then would the founders of Young Slime Life need to rebrand from Rock Crew?
So using the we word wasn't even like intentionally. That's just the direction I was saying.
And then Attorney Love asks Slug, who in the courtroom are members of the YSL gang? And child.
Let me ask you this. Which of these defendants in this courtroom right now are members of YSL Young Slime Life, the gang?
Right here.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Would you please call them by name?
By name?
Quay, Rod, Other Quay, Thug.
Other Quay, Thug.
SB. And yeah.
You said Thug. So did you call Jeffrey Williams Thug?
Yeah.
And Yak. Is that the...
She said, so do you call Jeffrey Williams Thug? And he said, yeah. That was one of the things that they were trying to prove, too, that he goes by Young Thug, and that's what people know him as.
Damn. That nigga was talking bold. That was real talking.
That shit was crazy.
That
he
was
talking.
talking.
Like, everyone, them, him.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Called him out by name. Called a street name out in the courtroom. It's sick.
So, and then she after he calls out all their street names, she's like, so this street name is this legal name, this street name is this legal name to clarify. And he goes, yes, 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 yes. Damn. Yeah.
Just let y'all know, man, the niggas that you be in the rooms with, sacking up with and all that, they'll trade on you in an instant.
They will.
They'll trade on you in an instant, man. So
if they freedom is up at stake,
they gonna let you know it's up and it's stuck, man. God, that was wild. That was insanity.
Yeah.
And then he looked crazy too. This hair all great.
Nah, this whole trial, like if y'all
sitting
can
up
watch
there-
it, follow I'm Not a Lawyer on TikTok, because she's been doing a fantastic job at like breaking all of this down. If you don't want to sit through court TV and actually watch all of this, then I'm Not a Lawyer is a great place to go to follow the YSL trial.
Yo,
shout out to her.
Sitting up there with a Frederick Douglass afro snitching is crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He got the salt and pepper afro. Sir, you're not even young, and you snitching on these young niggas. You don't even have that much of your life left over compared to the rest of them. And you snitching? Why?
That was a wild snitch move right there.
But Slug, his life generally is sad. I think he said he joined the gang at like 16, 18 years old. He never graduated from high school. He's just been in the gangs for his entire adult life and has known nothing else. Has never had like a regular 9 to 5 or nothing like that. Like,
no, I mean, at the end of the day, most of these guys have been disenfranchised, and the community and system have let them down. So I mean, that's why they get into these groups and in these gigangs, because
they have
gives
a
them
family.
structure. Yeah, gives them structure, gives them
Yeah.
support. All right, so you want to get into this Ari Lennox situation?
Yes.
All right, you want to play the video?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was never comfortable. I just remember every show just racing to get off stage, racing to get through my set. And then I found a spot where I was comfortable, and I started trying to communicate with the audience. And then when I realized they were getting angry at me affirming them, I was like, okay, you're getting angry that I'm affirming you. This is not my crowd, and it'll never be. Mm-hmm. And that's all right.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all right. You know what I mean? So it was tough. Like, it was tough, and it was heavy on my soul, like feeling that energy, especially the day when the bottle happened, because that side of the stage, like, I felt the energy. I wasn't surprised that it happened. I felt it. It was, first of all, it was just all darkness. That's literally the energy that was coming from the left side.
So Ari Lennox went on tour with Rod Wave, and that was her experience going on tour with him. She said that the crowd was just like not feeling her. Their energy was not great. It was dark. I saw a little bit of footage from like her performances during that tour, and that audience was literally just standing there, silent, no movement, just looking at her. It was really weird. Like, Ari Lennox doesn't make bad music, regardless of if you're a R&B fan or not. There should be a couple people like at least doing a little sway back and forth, but there was none of that. And it was like a little uncomfortable to watch, like even on my phone. So I can tell, I could only imagine how uncomfortable it would feel for her as an artist when she's like putting on a full show. And she was doing all the stuff. Like, she didn't look uncomfortable, but I could tell that, like, yeah, this is an uncomfortable situation.
I want to first just give her a shout out, because like a lot of women in her situation would not have finished the tour.
No.
So I want to give her like 100%. Like, that's called doing the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's called being
she
a
had
professional.
a contract. Yeah.
That's called being a professional. I mean, shit, motherfuckers they break that shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That's called being a professional. And like I said, I give her even more because of that she's a woman having to go through that. That's not the kind of atmosphere that you usually expect. Like, I remember when it was probably like 2008, I went to the Glow in the Dark tour,
Mm-hmm.
and Rihanna opened up for Kanye West.
Oh my God, you saw Rihanna?
Yeah, I saw Rihanna open up for Kanye West.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I've never seen her.
And she was amazing. And I think it was really important was that she fit what was kind of being led up to. And I think this was one of those instances where these two individuals, their two content, it don't mesh. The people who are involved, like the niggas who listen to Rod Wave were the niggas who called her a dog.
The niggas who listen to Rod Wave, yes, and they're just like depressed, like in the basement, like
I can see why she would want to join this
the
tour,
niggas
because
who listen to Rod Wave don't listen to R&B. They're not niggas who are in love. They are not niggas who like women.
R&B is not necessarily love focused at this point either, though, because Rod Wave is a darker melodic rap type sound. Like it blends R&B and rap together.
He does.
So and what I'm saying in regards to that is like she could blend into that kind of realm in a little bit.
I don't think her content,
but I think
does.
I think the reason why she went on the tour was because she thought the fact that the niggas that fuck with him was the same kind of niggas.
She thought it was gonna be R&B niggas in the crowd.
No, not that. I think the fact that the niggas who fuck with Rod Wave were similar to the niggas that said the dog comment, that got her right, that got her in some of the best physical condition that she's in now. And she thought she was gonna go out there and we was gonna be mutual. Like, y'all got me right, so now now I'm gonna get y'all right. And it wasn't mutual. I think that's what the thought process of everybody who was working this and who set this up was like, hey, you have a great story. The nigga said something to you. You went to the girl that I went to school with to work out with. Mm-hmm. They got that body right. You looking A1 hot sauce out here, mama. And them the niggas that inspired you. And they gonna love this music because they inspired you to get it right.
I fully and robustly disagree with that take. I think that is a terrible take. I think we'll add that to your list of terrible takes.
You can't act like the nigga that said she looked like a dog.
I think I'm gonna make a list of your actual terrible takes.
You can't act like the nigga that said she looked like a dog didn't inspire her to turn into the best physical version of herself that she's been.
She obviously internalized that and
turned it into energy.
Did the work but I don't think that
motivation.
She then went on that tour with Rod Wave because of whatever the fuck you just said. I can't even repeat it. I think she went on that tour with Rod Wave because she thought that the men in that audience were gonna be people who appreciated melody, i.e. people who probably appreciate R&B, and then she would probably tap into like maybe a different audience, a different fan base for herself. But that didn't happen at all because Ari Lennox's her content, it's not sad. Like her music isn't sad. It's sexy. Her last album specifically was very sexy. The one before that, I wouldn't say it's sad. Like there are like, it's not happy music, but it's real. But it's mostly leaning towards like.
So you trying to tell me she didn't know the fat nigga was going to jump off the balcony?
What is that? Did Rod Wave jump?
Yes, that's like part of his set is simulating unaliving himself by jumping off a balcony.
I didn't know that.
So you trying to tell me she didn't get to realize on that and be like,
her team should have knew that.
This may not be the vibe for me.
Her team should have knew that. I don't think Ari Lennox should have been there at all.
Niggas jumping off the third.
I feel like Ari Lennox would be better with like a division with like, if the nigga wasn't in jail, Tory Lanez, like, like a Summer Walker, like stay with the R&B clique. Like you didn't need to be at a Rod Wave.
He was throwing
anything.
He was throwing 275 into a ball pit every night.
And then if you gonna go on a rap tour, girl, just go on a Dreamville tour. Like, aren't you still part of Dreamville? Like, aren't you?
Rod Wave sell more though. That money probably different too. I'm pretty sure that check that she got going with him on this tour was probably one of her biggest checks. I'm pretty sure she won't even debate
her
that.
Her last album was amazing. In that tour that she went with, I think she went on tour with Summer Walker already. Like, I think that was probably.
Nah, that Rod Wave different. Them white boys go crazy for Rod Wave.
They do.
It's different. All right.
What's next, baby cakes?
Do you want to get into Meek Mill Homeboy? What he was saying about what he saw with Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill?
I didn't see that, but Meek, before we address whatever's going on with you, every time that we bring you up, I'm just going to bring up the fries on the lap in the pool picture because that was nasty work, and you should literally be evaluated psychiatrically because of that picture. But what did Meek do this time? Other than taking a picture of wet fries on his grown black man lap in a pool several years ago, which I will never stop bringing up.
We was on I don't give a fuck. Listen, we was on motherfucking comms. We was riding our bike. We was riding these motherfucking bikes and shit, calling ourselves working out and shit like that. We started. We was staying at the fucking joint up, like in 20th Street or some shit. We ride. We all the fuck down there. We wound up shopping down there.
Hurry it up.
This fucking dude.
He grew up in
get to arguing with this girl
in
his fucking store because she told that nigga, I ain't fucking paying your fucking tag. Go get your money out the fucking hotel. He said, I just got $2,000 on me. Like I can't borrow $6,000 or whatever many $1,000 it is. They arguing real bad. They get to calling each other all kinds of crazy names. This corny dude starts spitting on. I said, yo, you crazy and shit. I told him right then and there, you lost your fucking mind. Nut.
That's crazy.
Arguing what? We get on the bikes. Long story short, I'm gonna cut this shit short because I ain't gonna say too much. This fucking nut riding down the street, me, him, and Coon. I'm still Willie. I'm riding. I ain't thinking nothing of it. This nigga on Instagram writing a long ass fucking message. This and Drake. This fucking nut just did that shit because he argued with that girl. All that shit came about that girl. And don't nobody know what that beef was about, do y'all? That shit was about that girl because he was all insecure. And don't know how to have a bad bitch on his hip. He don't know how to be that nigga. He insecure. Telling he can't walk around the house with this and that on, thinking niggas looking at your girl.
Hey, man, that was hilarious. I just wanted y'all to just feel that. I want to ask you this question, though. Do you think it's lame that he's bringing this up now that they then fell out? Because this is one of Meek Mill homeboy that they didn't fell out with.
It is lame. Yeah, it definitely is lame because, like, whatever you knew in confidence, regardless of if you fall out with somebody, I think it is your responsibility to keep that locked. Period.
And I
don't know what. Cut that out. But if they did you super, super, super grimy, dirty, that's another story. But if y'all just like fell out because of like differences or whatever, or just life, then no, you can't bring up shady shit.
And let's be for real. You know Meek got that spitting shit from her. Y'all New York motherfuckers love to spit. That's like y'all shit. Don't do that. You know New York niggas love to spit.
Yeah.
That's y'all thing to do. Y'all love to spit at a nigga.
I've never done that, and if anybody had ever done that at me, I would probably end up in jail. Like, I've never been in a fight, but if anybody ever spit on me, I would probably, like, everything would go blank. I would see red.
That's a very New York thing to do, is to spit on somebody. I think he probably learned that from her, and then that's where it kind of started from, because this didn't sound like a one-sided, discussion here. She was out here disrespecting this nigga because he only had $2,000 in his pocket.
Yeah, which is crazy. Why do you only have, like, you don't have no cards on you either or nothing like that? Like, what's going on?
A lot of them niggas keep cash on them because they want to flex.
Yeah, but 2,000 is crazy because that's nothing.
So do you think if he would have said this when it initially happened and he was like exposing this nigga on some, oh, you abusing this girl, do you think that would have been better? Or you just saying any speaking of this, it don't even sound like this is some real domestic, because they labeling this, say cheese, saying this is abuse.
If Nicki had come out and said that she had a problem with this in general, and then he came out and supported her, then it would it would come off different. He would be singing a different tune completely, but they fell out and he just starts spilling stuff that maybe he should have came out and said when it happened, because it was fucked up when it happened and you didn't say nothing and you didn't hold your friend accountable until y'all fell out, and now it's beneficial to you to say something. That is still shady. It is still shady.
I can agree with that. Like I said, it is kind of lame to kind of bring that kind of up that information up during this kind of time where it's like they've not even been together for years.
They haven't been together for mad long. They haven't said anything to each other, or like nobody's thinking about them together at all until you said something that was unnecessary. And nobody's probably like, it's probably just going to be one of those things that's we're like, it happened and then we're going to move on. Like nothing's going to come from it.
Mm-hmm. No, I can agree with that. All right, man, let's get into this judge attack. So we didn't talk about this when it happened, because I think it happened literally when we were recording last week.
Yeah.
It's when it started going viral.
It happened like the third or the fourth.
But I got to tell y'all folks, man, y'all are some y'all have no grace. Y'all folks are harsh, evil people.
Yeah.
Because y'all keep trying to paint this man like he don't have a disability. Like he don't. And as somebody who has family who is a bipolar schizophrenic, I understand what this stuff can do to you. I know it can make you pull up to your neighbor, whip out and start jacking. You know? It can make you do some crazy stuff. And it can also be violent in some natures. And I understand this man has had a history of violence, but that only goes to show a systematic failure. I don't understand why that keeps getting left out. Like, I see so many people saying, oh, this black man is out here hurting women and all this other stuff. Yes, because the system is allowing him to fail.
He shouldn't be out on the streets
He should be heavily monitored. Or he should be heavily monitored.
And he should be medicated, and he should have counseling on a regular basis, and he should have been monitored until we knew that, until medical professionals knew that he was okay to be out in the general public. Because if he is a violent bipolar schizophrenic, which bipolar schizophrenic people aren't always violent,
but they can be.
If he specifically, because it's bipolar and schizophrenic people have been demonized in the media for a very long time. So I did want to make that specific differentiation. But this man specifically has violent tendencies. So if he has violent tendencies, then he should be treated differently. He should be separated.
I don't think people understand how schizophrenia even happens. So, like, you can literally live 20-something years of your life normal as everybody else around you. Mm-hmm. And then you turn 23 and 24, and a motherfucker saying, hey, you should just grab that motherfucker's back jacket. You should just take that motherfucker's coat. You know, you're a dumbass. You should jump off this. Like, there's a motherfucker who just starts talking to you at 23. This nigga's just saying the wildest shit to you.
And you know what happens at 23? Usually, in general, that's when your cognitive functions finish getting developed. Your frontal lobe finishes developing around 23 years old.
23, 25. But I'm saying, like, your brain is literally formatting itself incorrectly. Like, you hearing shit while you out here just walking around. Like, that's what people don't understand. That is scary as hell. Hold on, before you do that. Being a paranoid, schizophrenic, bipolar, that is scary as hell. For that shit to start in a way, and you not even just to be able to understand, you over here experiencing it in real time. You don't know what's going on. These voices just started out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then this is the black man. So obviously, like, if you're black and you have mental health issues and you're a criminal because of these mental health issues, like, you're not going to be treated with the fragility that you should be treated with.
Talk about it.
And with the sensitivity that you should be treated with, because you are a sick person, you're going to be treated like a criminal. So after this bipolar schizophrenic man attacked this judge, which was very hard to watch regardless. Like, it was very violent, and everyone who was a victim of this violence did not deserve this. But after this happened, they threw the book at him. So that's
Mr.
what I
Budden,
want to play for
Have you been given
you.
a copy of the criminal complaint this morning?
Yes, I have been given one.
You're being charged with count 1, attempt murder, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 2, battery on a protected person resulting in substantial bodily harm, victim 60 years of age or older, a felony. Count 3, extortion by threat, a felony. Count 4, intimidating a public officer, a felony. Count 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all battery on an officer.
It's over 10 counts.
The same name victim. Oh, and by the way, I do not know any of the other victims named in the criminal complaint. Those are all felony offenses. Count 10, performance of act or neglect of duty and willful or wanton disregard of safety or persons of property resulting in substantial bodily harm or death, a felony. Battery on a protected person, count 11, that's a gross misdemeanor offense. Count 12, battery by a prisoner, a felony. Count 13, unlawful act related to human excrement or bodily fluid, a felony. All allegedly occurring on January 3rd of 2024. Do you understand these charges?
Like, these folks really think they doing something in regards to throwing all of these charges on this fucking mentally ill man.
That is crazy. He has 13 counts.
Like, they really, like, and you can just tell this is obviously a conflict of interest because these folks are in the same circles. Y'all literally judge in the same district. So y'all go to events and all this shit together.
And then they want to make an example of him, too.
And
that's also the
sucks.
thing.
And, like, I had this exchange with someone on Twitter the other day because these folks is just so, there's, like, no grace given to people. And they try to project other people's experiences like it's their own. So this person basically was like, in response to him being in front of the judge, the same judge that he attacked in regards to, what he initially was being charged with. Now your goofy ass is in there like Hannibal Lecter about to serve even more time. And the individual that I am, I say, you're talking down on a black man suffering from mental health issues. Mm-hmm. And I also show where it shows that he's a bipolar schizophrenic. She says, I'm talking about a black man with multiple domestic violence charges who's danger to others at this point in time, regardless of diagnosis. Be well. And it's just like, when it comes to us, it's so ableist and y'all, it's so ready to shit on us at any time when it comes to black men. But these white people, when this happens, they don't do that. They band together and say, he has a mental health issue. When he goes up and shoots a school, that's a mental health issue. We have to protect him.
Regardless of the fact that he has domestic abuse claims or charges, those charges should not have happened because had he had the proper care that he should have had with all of the mental health issues that he does have, then maybe this would have not happened in the first place. If he had been medicated properly, if he was maybe in a facility that was taking care of him properly, like, these people would not have been assaulted if he had the proper care. And that's what y'all need to focus on versus the fact that he did do this in the first place and he needs to be punished. Things like, we need to think more critically about things, and we can't just think about things surface level like this, because what the fuck is it going to do for us in the long run as human beings?
And it's such a general, like, people look at this as such a gender base, because I even saw people comparing this situation to the boy who was autistic in Florida, who attacked the teacher.
Yeah.
And they were trying to compare that like he should be thrown the book in the same situation.
No, neither of them should be thrown. Both of them need to be evaluated, monitored, medicated properly, and put in environments where they can thrive and not be in positions to hurt other people if they have violent tendencies. Period, point blank. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
It's no grace. And like, when y'all see the black man out here, y'all just feel like it's just an opportunity to kick the nigga back in. That's, at the end of the day, that's just what it is.
It's very sad.
And it's like we jump at it at every opportunity. Again, on this show, we going to kick everybody back in. We going to kick niggas back in. We going to kick white people back in. We going to kick an Asian back in. And I'm pretty sure we going to kick an Indian or two back in.
Y'all read of Mice and Men in high school, and Lenny got killed because he was a little mentally disabled and doing some stuff he shouldn't have been doing. And y'all were like, you know what? This is what we need to do to them. Instead of getting them help, Lenny should have got help.
Y'all was the type of kids in high school.
That was his name, right?
Yeah.
Of Mice and Men.
I didn't read that. We didn't get that. That wasn't a sign. We had Huckleberry Finn and Nigger Jim.
Damn, let me Google that real quick before I look like a dumbass. But I think his name was Lenny.
Nigger Jim was the person I read about in high school. So that was the nigga who I had to read up on was Nigger Jim and Huckleberry Finn. Shout out to them niggas. Yo.
I was in New York, so
they wasn't letting y'all. They was letting my teacher was black. My English teacher was black and letting them white boys say Nigger Jim.
Oh my God.
I felt uncomfortable. I told her I didn't like that. I felt like she sold me out.
Yeah, so Lenny was the one that had to.
Feel bad for you, Mr. Lindog. That don't seem like a nice way to go out.
Mice and Men was a novel from mad long ago.
I'm familiar. I'm not an idiot.
Okay.
There
was a movie.
Yeah, I'm familiar. You know I'm not stupid. I'm familiar. I know about the game. No, it was something I was trying to pull up here that was kind of funny. So it was this teacher, right? And she put up a list of words that were not.
It was very anti-black.
See, that's why I don't agree with that. I don't agree that it was anti-black because
were there words that only white children say on that list? Was this a black? Was this a black teacher in a black school though? I didn't know that.
I think it may have been, but
because if it was a black teacher in a black school and you only have black kids, then girl.
I don't think of it like that in the same way because the way that it's not like how we were when we were kids. Like there was different slang for different groups of people. There was even different slangs for different areas that you lived in.
Yeah.
Now not so much.
It's a monolith.
It's not so much.
The children are a monolith. TikTok has gotten everything.
So I'll just give the gist of it. She says, if you are caught using these words, you will have to write a short essay explaining why you choose to use these words in an academic setting to express yourself. And then she goes into some more information. But this includes, bruh, standing on business, ooh-wee, ski. She put ski twice, the teacher. I don't know if this is a woman or not, but they put ski twice. You ate that up. Oh, she hates you. That's cap. She hate me. What up, gang? Bet. Oh, my God, Miss T. So it's a woman. On God. On my mama. On my dad. Mom, such and such, homie. Riz. What up, G-Wade? In the cut with my twin.
What up, G-Wade? In the cut with my twin.
Just be vibing. Yeah. On bro. On hood. Gang gang. Nigga. On me. On the set. Freak you mean. Period. No, she definitely hates you.
Period.
Munyum. Big dog.
Munyon.
Motion.
That munyon.
Motion or big motion. Word. Just vibe, twin. What up, twin? Nay. It's giving. Oh, she hates you for real.
It's giving hater. Period.
My thing is this. Even if this isn't a black teacher, you do need to kind of have an understanding of where you can learn where to use certain phrases and terminology. Because I'll just say this. I was at my job this week, and I heard somebody say, you feel me? To the person they was talking to. It's a business call. This is a business call, yes.
Not on the phone.
I swear to God. He was right next to me. He was like, you feel me? And I'm sitting there like, oh, my goodness. You just told the person that you're talking to, you feel me?
You just said you feel me to a client?
That is crazy. And so that's where I'm sitting there like.
Nah,
No child left behind failed my generation.
Definitely. My field is different, though. You gotta tailor
my thing
communication differently.
And my field is similar with the communication, but you still have to have a level of professionalism. Yeah, like you can't tell a customer you feel me. You can't tell a client you feel me. You can't tell someone you're partnering with in business you feel me. Like that's just not the terminology that you use in that environment.
Nah, not at all.
So I think it's important.
One bit.
It's very important. I don't think that is necessarily inherently anti-black as it is letting you know the world is anti-black. And this is the language that you can't necessarily use or you'll be judged. In a
professional setting, yeah.
Because you'll definitely be judged. Like somebody's going to hear that and they're going to put you in a particular box. Like with me, when I discuss with people, when I try to talk to people, you've heard me. I use a great sentence. I'm clear. I'm very direct. I'm not leaving no middle ground. I'm not stuttering. I'm telling you straight up, and you got to go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how one thing I've always been kind of taught was how to communicate. I think I've noticed you hate it. Most women hate it though about me that I can't communicate. That's like the worst part of me.
We're not gonna go into this. Let's continue with the topic.
But you don't be hating on me because I can communicate. No, but you said your piece. You said it was anti-black. Do you still feel like that? Even though do you think there's not a time that should be relegated?
If the teacher is black, then I can.
Even if it's white. Okay, we'll say it's an Asian teacher, Pakistani teacher.
Because if the teacher isn't black, then her intentions aren't as clear to me as they would be if she was black. Because your whole argument of this isn't something that you can do.
But it's not black kids just talking like this though. It's white kids talking like this.
If the school isn't black and the teacher isn't black and it's just mixed students and a random whatever race teacher, 100%.
So your kid comes home.
Because I don't know why I assumed that like this was all black children and a non-black teacher being imposed on, because why would it have any type of outrage if it wasn't this specific?
I mean, it would still get put on the internet if somebody felt like this was a wild request. But my thing is this: why do you feel that it is something wrong with it that person isn't black? Because is there not? This could be an English class.
That's only if all of the kids aren't black.
What if this is bunch of white kids, and she said you can't talk like this?
I'd be fine with that, because what the fuck are y'all doing?
Okay, so if it's a bunch of black kids in the inner city, you would have a problem with it?
If it's a bunch of black kids in the inner city and it's a white teacher,
yeah. This is what's that movie with
then
Sandra Bullock?
That's why my point is it's hard knowing the intention behind the rules.
But even with the intention,
if it's not a black teacher,
that is a valuable skill. Code switching is a valuable skill. That's the reason I think she's black, because at the end of the day, this is code switching.
I feel like she probably is too.
I feel like it's code switching because a white person,
it's a valuable skill to have. As a black person, you need to know how to code switch. Like, regardless of how much you think you need to keep it real and you need to stay yourself, be for real. You need to have your white voice. You need to know how to be professional. You need to know how to, regardless of how uncomfortable it makes you feel, to go out of your way to make white people feel comfortable. That is something you need to know how to do as a black person to just get by.
No, it's definitely a tool that's necessary.
So it's a tool that is necessary, and it's something that I think both of us do extremely well.
But doesn't that go against your point then? Even if this is being instructed by a white person, it's a critical tool that you need.
To be fully honest with you, when I saw this, like I only saw it from a sensationalized point of view, and I didn't think about any of the nuances that could be behind this topic until you brought it to my attention.
I mean, there's a lot of value just in that discussion, because it's important that
I do think it's important to teach black kids, and not any other. I think it's important to teach black kids specifically how to code switch.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I feel like a lot of this terminology isn't just race coded anymore. Like, people want to appear what's hip, and if the black culture is cool, people are going to emulate that.
There was this TikTok that I saw literally earlier today, and this girl was like, oh, my older brother came back from college, and he's having a conversation with my little brother, and they're Asian, and it was all African-American vernacular, period, point blank, all of it. Like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was like maybe 19-year-old with like 8, 9, 10-year-old, and it was just back and forth African-American vernacular. And these were both Asian boys in an all-Asian family. So obviously
the Asians are wearing the zoot suits now. They jocking us heavy.
Obviously, Asian people literally, Asian culture is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Your cultural garb is beautiful. Your food is delicious. I think your historical background is very robust. There's a lot to learn. Why do y'all try to? There's so many like random Asian cultures that take on like the Cholo aesthetic, the African American aesthetic, I don't know where specifically, but I've seen so many videos of Asian people who have done extensive like perms where they put like the smallest, tiniest little curls in their hair and pour chemicals so that they look like they can have froze.
Yeah, once I seen you Asian niggas with the froze, when y'all been twisting y'all hair and then hitting the pick and that shit, I knew y'all niggas were sick in the head.
Like that's so crazy. I saw this tweet earlier.
Stop stealing our shit.
I don't know who it was, but they were like, is being Asian that boring? Because why? And then I saw something where they're taking on like the it's like a whole different aesthetic. It's like the Italian like slick back hair.
As I said, the zoot suits.
Yeah.
That's black people shit. That's not white people shit. That's black people shit. That's
yeah, like it's just very interesting to see how enamored they are with different types of like American subcultures.
Expression over there is a lot different though. Like expression over there is a lot different than what we experience here. Like it's a totally different experience. But it is what it is. Hey man, I just gotta let you hear this.
Let me hear.
Please, I'll answer your question.
My bad. Hold on.
Oh my God.
That was a little loud, wasn't it?
It was.
Be quiet and let you please. I'll answer your question if you be quiet and let me make a statement. Okay?
How much crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden?
Let me. You please.
How much crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden? Who asked that question?
Yo, the realest thing in the world. He was talking to Hunter Biden. Yo, Hunter Biden is my American hero. Like, that's my Captain America.
Apparently.
I just want y'all to understand that. Like, he is my Captain. No, there's no legend. This nigga is my Captain America.
No, I was gonna say allegedly Hunter Biden be doing that booger sugar.
Hold on, one more time.
Let me. You please. I'll answer your question if you be quiet and let me make a statement.
What
Okay?
kind of crack do you normally smoke, Mr. Biden?
Let me. You please.
What?
Hey, this nigga walked out of the proceedings.
After that question?
No, this is like when he was out in the regular shit. This nigga during the proceedings just walked out of the room. Like this, I don't have that tweet pulled up. Okay. But he just walked out of the proceedings. Like he said, nope, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm gone.
That is insanity.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Insanity.
All right, no, there's one more topic I want to talk about, and then we can get into Echo. Did you want to talk about 21 Savage's new movie? Because he just about to drop the album tomorrow.
Oh my God. Because why is Childish Gambino playing 21 Savage in a biopic? Childish Gambino looks nothing like y'all could have genuinely got Lakeith Stanfield to do that, and it would have made 1,000% more sense. Childish Gambino just want to be in the mix so bad.
But he is dropping an album, so it makes sense why he would try to be in the music scene like that.
Childish Gambino, I thought Donald Glover said that Childish Gambino was done.
I mean, he's acting. So I mean, at this time right now, he's acting.
Regardless of the fact that one of our most viral clip is me shitting all over Childish Gambino because he obviously in his content doesn't like black women. I have been a Childish Gambino fan for a very, 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 very long time. That horrible now stand-up special that you have on Netflix, I loved years ago. I watched it recently, didn't get a laugh out of me, but I used to love it. Community, loved it. Because the Internet, loved it. All of your mixtapes, you putting Chance the Rapper on, I was there for all of it, okay? I'm a hipster-ass black girl. Nigga, I love you and your content. I just don't appreciate your fucking shadiness towards black women, nigga, which I still stand on. I'm still gonna listen to your music though. When he announced that like he wasn't gonna be doing music anymore and Childish Gambino wasn't gonna be a thing anymore, I genuinely was disappointed. So I am looking forward to listening to this album. I'm going to listen to this album. I love his music. I think Childish Gambino is an amazing artist. I think he's like low-key a renaissance man. I think his comedy is great. His acting is great. His music is great. His writing is great. He needs to be tweaked on the way he represents black women, point blank, period. And you're not going to change my mind about that. Work on it. So I love you, but work on it.
So let me ask you, what would you do if you heard your clip on his album?
I'd be hype as fuck. And then I would reach out to him and then send him this clip too. Because this is genuine, like naturally not gonna go as viral as the other one did.
Yeah. But no, it will be funny to hear that on the album.
But like I'm a fan who has critiques.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with shooting at your heroes. That's
my
that's my
and then he's
pastime.
not my hero. He's somebody that I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean
he's nowhere near my hero. But you're somebody that I enjoy. I enjoy your content very much, and I hold you up to a standard. And it's very disappointing when you, like a lot of other black men, just unnecessarily fucking shit on us when all I want to do is enjoy you. That's all I want to do. It's sad.
All right, so this is what I wanted to get into, and then we can get into our Echo review. So did you hear what happened with NBA YoungBoy?
Is he going to jail again?
No, he was on the Bootleg Kev podcast, and he had a lot of things that were being discussed, and one of the topics was fatherhood. So let me see if I can bring that up here.
He has like 8 kids, right?
11.
11. Wow. Gosh.
He has 11 kids.
Jeez.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
Gee willikers.
So he said
this man is just spreading his seed all over the United States of America. That's crazy. And also allegedly herpes with it.
Yeah, I mean that's in his music. So, but he actually got he got Donkey of the Day for this from Charlemagne as well.
Oh, yeah, Charlemagne definitely still does that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Obviously, you do have a lot of children, and I've been around you to see in a short amount of time that you're a great father. How important is fatherhood to you, man?
Wrong.
Really big
Wrong.
on it, to be honest.
What do you mean by that? You're not big on it?
I'm not really big on it, to be honest.
What do you mean by that? You're not big on it? Like you're a family man. I'm here with you. I see it.
Yeah, but I'm only out. I'm only like in here because you here.
Oh, well, I don't believe
It's a crazy topic because I'm not the type like to sugarcoat nothing. But I'm 4 walls all day, every day.
When you say 4 walls, you mean
In the
locked
studio.
in?
Yeah.
Just honed in on the music, recording?
Yeah.
You can take the hat. I don't mind.
Put out 78 songs a year.
But mostly.
Mind you, his kid is in the shop. Why he's one of his kids
Working.
in the shop?
No. No matter when watching TV.
So so that made you have a level of disdain, correct?
Yes, 100%, because he has 11 children by 10 different women.
Can I confess something?
Okay, so I'm gonna play this here for you. Okay, I want to ask how this makes you feel.
I love my kid. I fucking hate being a mom. I fucking hate being a parent. Like, I fucking hate it. And I feel bad for saying that, but like, I wish someone would have let people with BPD know that like we really shouldn't be moms. Like, having a kid is too fucking complicated. And I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this tiny human. I just want to be responsible for myself, and it's too late now. I didn't know parenthood was gonna.
She specifically has bipolar
gonna admit to this, but I hate being a mom.
Okay, so while I may not feel the same way that this mom does about motherhood, I can empathize with how she's feeling. I feel like there are a lot of reasons why a lot of women hate motherhood. And a lot will not admit
I've seen
it because
so many of these
everyone's gonna
TikToks.
think that
So then why does it bring you disdain immediately when he says that about fatherhood, but then you understand the empathy that comes with women who say, I hate being a mother?
Because
Cap,
he has 11 children.
What does that matter? We've had several discussions that men don't make children.
He has 11 children, and the procedure for him to not have any more children takes less than 24 hours to recover from.
But what does he have?
A couple hours to recover from.
He does not have a womb, though. He does not have a womb. That means I think he has 10 baby mamas.
Oh my God, baby.
I'm just saying these 10 women
if you have 11 kids as a man, and you know specifically that you're in a position of like, there are women who do want to take advantage of me in my position and the clout that I might get them and the money that they might get from child support, then because of the fact that I already have 11 seeds, I'm okay. And maybe I can just get a vasectomy.
Okay, but hold on. Why are the women who bring children into this world solely to get the check not being the ones who are shamed more?
They should specifically be shamed the same amount as him.
Why the same amount?
Because he has made the same mistake 11 times.
No, he has not.
He has made the same mistake 11 times.
No, he has not made any mistake. He has slept with women with unprotected sex who they know he is rapped about having herpes. And they have chosen.
He's made the same mistake 11 times.
No, it is 11. It is 10 different.
Because regardless, let's say regardless of the fact that he's having unprotected sex, why are you not pulling out?
Why the women are choosing this life? Like he cannot make these women.
There are two parties in this.
For sex, but not for pregnancy. For sex. There are two parties for pregnancy.
There are two parties in the pregnancy too.
No, it's not. It's only one person that has to decide.
Because he could choose not to inseminate these fucking women.
That's not pregnancy though. That is sex.
That is a part of pregnancy.
No, it's not. Sex and pregnancy are two different things. Sex can result in pregnancy.
I
but
don't
those
like
are two different experiences.
how you like to fully 100% take the responsibility out of the man's hands when it comes to pregnancy solely because it's the woman that's carrying the child.
But you just, when we talked about motherhood, felt all the empathy for all of those women who were saying they hate motherhood, even though they chose to go 9 months in term. Nobody made them take the 9-month term.
But
they chose to do that.
No, you're taking women.
Making a choice.
You're taking women who
made a choice.
Shut up. Let me finish my fucking point. You're taking women who have had maybe 1 or 2 children, completely different, who maybe have completely different scenarios with the fathers of their children, saying that like maybe motherhood wasn't for me, and comparing it to a man who has had 11 children, who has time and 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 time again chose to commit in an act that he knew was going to result in something that he did not want to fucking partake in, and there was a very easy solution for him to not fucking have that result happen. Men have a responsibility in fucking pregnancy too. Nigga, you can just get your shit snipped. You can go to the doctor. You can fucking walk the fuck out after that. You have 11 motherfucking kids. Regardless of, there will be 100 other dumb bitches that are ready to have his child.
So then why does he get held to a higher standard than the dumb bitches?
Because he has the money and the standard.
So these are women are trying to take from him.
You can't fucking just continue to spread your fucking seed. You have to hold your fucking seed because you have to hold your seed to a higher standard. You can't just fucking continue fucking spreading it. You can't just continue fucking doing that. That shit is stupid as fuck. You can't just come in every single thing because the dumb bitch is gonna have the fucking baby.
Okay.
She's gonna have it.
Okay. So if the
And
dumb
she's
bitch chooses
stupid
to,
for having the baby.
if the dumb bitch chooses to have the baby, because this ain't just one dumb bitch. One of these women that he's had children with is the daughter of an Olympic fighter.
It's gonna be
one of the best fighters ever.
It's gonna be 500 other dumb bitches.
Okay, but my thing is
the
this.
next dumb bitch.
Why
might
don't you
be
have a right to
Malia
be
Obama.
dumb? Why don't you have a right to be dumb? Why is he responsible for you being dumb?
He's not responsible for you being dumb. You should have gotten the abortion, right? But
because he's doing his part.
No.
The kids have money. The kids in Utah.
We have the term "fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me."
But he don't feel like he's being
shame
fooled.
on me. Fool me 11 times. I'm literally
He doesn't
the
feel
R
like he's
word.
being fooled. He doesn't feel like he's being fooled. If all that
If he doesn't feel like he's being fooled, he's autistic. That doesn't make sense.
No, what doesn't make sense is a woman to sit here, know that she is pregnant with a nigga who is a gangster rapper who talks about killing and shooting people.
I just want to let y'all know that in the basis of my argument, everybody in the situation is fucking stupid. But every single
incubator is stupid. Every incubator is stupid. No, I let you talk. You haven't let me talk. The incubator is stupid. I'm sorry.
I have one more point. Every single one of these women has been stupid this one time. Maybe. We don't know. We don't know.
All it takes
we don't
is
know.
one time.
But he's been stupid, we know, guaranteed 11 times.
Is it stupid if I can pay for all of them?
It is still stupid, yes.
I would disagree. If I can pay for
it is
them,
still stupid.
it's not stupid.
Because I'm going to stop yelling now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I know that's not optimal for the listening experience. Especially since I have a woman's voice, and when I yell, it's generally naturally more shrill than his voice. So I'm going to stop yelling. But these women, every single one of them, we know minimum. All we can guarantee is that they have been dumb one time.
That's all it takes for y'all, though.
Okay? Shh. This nigga has been dumb 11 times. Why, if you're a repeat offender, would you not be like, no, this nigga needs to be
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you a
question. If he had the ability to say the baby is aborted,
because
ask you a question. I'll let you talk. He has the ability to say every time he got these women pregnant, he could snap his finger and the child get aborted.
Yeah.
What percentage of the time do you think he would do it? If it's snap of a finger and it's done and
Probably
it's gone,
100% of the time.
okay then. But does he have that choice in any capacity?
No, but knowing that you don't have that choice, then why do you keep having unprotected sex with women?
Because I have money. If they're dumb enough to take my kids to term, then I'll pay the charge.
This is the position that you're gonna be in.
But
having 11 baby moms,
and he's not upset about it. But he's not complaining.
Everyone in the situation is
Did you
stupid.
listen? Did you listen to what he
sides.
said? Did you listen to what he said?
He's not
He
mad
didn't
about
say,
it.
I hate my
The
kids.
children are gonna
He
be
said,
mad about it.
He didn't say I hate my kids. He didn't say I don't want to support my kids. He didn't even say I don't love my kids. He said I'm not big on fatherhood.
I don't think either of us are arguing that he's mad about it or anybody's mad about it. I think both of us do agree, though, that it's fucked up for the kids, no?
I think that the women should care about that more than him. I think if I'm an incubator and I have to put, I think if I'm an incubator, if I'm an incubator and I have to hold something that could potentially end my life, I'm going to do that for somebody who is big on fatherhood. Not for the nigga who has a check. But if you choose to be reckless and do this for a nigga who has the check, I'm not going to sit here and tell him, oh, you're a bad dude for not being what she needs you to be. When you out here covering the tab. I'm not.
Bro.
I'm sorry. I'm not. Especially when I see plenty of women who will go to bat for other women who say they hate the same thing. This nigga didn't say I hate being a mother or father. These women say I hate being a mother, and you went to bat for him.
No, these women
went to bat for him.
Shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up because you went to bat for
These
him.
women say I hate being a mother because they are there for their children being a mother on a regular basis. He doesn't hate being a father because he isn't a father on a regular.
He didn't say hate, though.
He doesn't need to say that he hates being a father. He said that it doesn't. He
said I'm not
he's
big on
indifferent.
fatherhood.
He's not big on it. He's indifferent
that is
to
not
it
hate.
because he's not an 11 children's fucking lives. What the fuck?
Because
all of these women who hate being mothers are being mothers on a regular basis. They are waking up, changing, feeding, taking their children to school, tutoring them, doing this and that. NBA YoungBoy is not doing that. So he's saying he's not big on fatherhood because he does not do fatherhood. He is not raising those children. He is not there day in and day out like these women are who are unhappy with the circumstance of their life, which is why they're saying that they hate being mothers. They're probably saying that they hate being mothers because they fucking have no help. Their entire life, their entire being is consumed by motherhood, which is a lot of women's lives. Period.
And again, they said
NBA
they hate
YoungBoy's
it.
life is not consumed by fatherhood, which is why he's indifferent to it.
If fatherhood is being a provider and protecting, he has done that exceptionally well.
No, he has not. He has been
providing and
a
protecting.
financial provider. He has been a financial provider.
And that's a large point of being a provider and a protector is financial.
Okay, he's been a financial provider. Point blank period. That's
they're
it.
literally on house arrest. Because only reason he's on house arrest to be able to be around them is because he has money that he can be in that kind of a state in place. Those kids ain't never going to have to worry about any kind
until he gets thrown in prison.
Even then, his money, his music's going to even turn up even more.
That's
people are going to spend even more.
That's if his loyalties go to the correct places for his kids to benefit from that.
I'm sure it's shown that he's already done multiple different. He's with Motown right now. Has a new contract that he just re-signed for. Like at the end of the day, he's covering up his end of the bargain. If you're going to get pregnant, you're going to have my kid. I'm going to out here and give you what's provided. They can have the resources and everything that's coming from it. But his focus is I'm getting to the work. I'm going to keep doing what allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. And that is the music.
He's a deadbeat dad.
He's not a deadbeat.
He's a deadbeat.
No, it's not. You're not a deadbeat. If I'm giving you some money, if I'm providing in a particular way, it's not deadbeat.
If the state is garnishing your wages.
He's not garnishing his wages.
If the state is garnishing your wages against your fucking will and you're on child support, then and you're not being there physically on a regular basis and your child doesn't feel your presence.
The kid was in the house with him.
And if you're not actively trying to do that,
the kid is in the house with him.
Other than if there's a hindrance on your child feeling your presence, if your child doesn't feel your presence, you're a deadbeat.
That's not true.
Period.
That's not true. If you're doing something that is for the beneficial of the child, you can't be a deadbeat.
Because you have to work, you have to pay your own bills, and if you have child support and they're just taking it out, then.
But this nigga isn't no regular nigga though. We talking about NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
These women are getting. These women are getting something more in child support than they would ever earn in their life.
He has 11 baby mothers,
and they're
not
all
of them are getting clout enough to we don't.
It's
know.
not about. I'm talking about from him.
Okay.
From
they're
him,
getting money.
they're getting more. No, they're getting more money from him in child support than they would ever doing anything else in their life. Okay. Keep it a bean. But keep it a bean. Like you keep trying to act like these women these particular women that we're discussing are fucking lawyers and fucking women who have great aspirations. No, these are women who want to get on their back, have a kid for a rich nigga, and that be their life. Like, come on now.
Multiple times that these are not upper echelon.
So again, if I'm holding the incubator more responsible than the inseminator, sorry.
I'm not.
Sorry.
You're wrong. Let's continue.
You're going to say that, but that's because you're an inseminator, and we've discussed that y'all are.
You're an inseminator.
I mean, you're an incubator, and you're going to.
Look at you fumbling.
I'm fumbling. You're an incubator, and that's just what
fumbling again.
That's your
twice.
That's your
Let's
natural instinct is to put everything on the inseminator.
Look at you. Don't even know how to say words, so you start saying them louder, just like a man would, just loud and wrong.
But I'm in there. I honestly feel like I won that though. Do you not?
No.
You didn't say nothing. You just said you didn't say anything that came to the responsibility of the person who literally had the kid in there for 9 months.
Your thought of the fact that the person who's having the child is solely responsible is the fact that you think that you won that argument. Let's continue.
You ready to review the Echo show?
Yeah, I fell asleep during it, so I only watched the first couple episodes.
I think you watched like the first 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finished it. I watched it. So if you're not familiar, Marvel Studios has released Echo, This is one of the shows that we said that we were going to discuss. So this is a Native American character. They did a lot of changes from the comic. Do you know actually the creators of this show said the comic book power sucked, and that's why they changed it?
Wow.
Like real disrespectful to the source material. So in the comic books,
they said this is what we got our inspiration from wasn't good enough.
Essentially. So in the comic books, she is akin to Taskmaster. So basically, she can manipulate and copy your fighting style. So whatever you can do, she eventually be able to learn it and throw it back at you.
Okay.
They didn't do any of that in this video.
Yeah, from the first 3 episodes, you barely could see.
Bro,
what
the
she
first
could do.
scene threw me off. I thought we were watching the wrong thing. I thought they uploaded the wrong show under Echo because I thought this was about to be a street level show, and they start this off with the Clay people. Like I remember just when we were watching it, and I'm sitting there to myself, I'm like,
what is happening?
Is this the story of the first Native American? I was so thrown off by that.
But real quick, before we continue, I just want to say that I specifically hate when shows start with like the really cool alien, like completely different world, right? And it's so foreign to what we know, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get a completely new story, a completely new canon, a completely new like myth to follow, and then the place gets destroyed and we end up on Earth. I hate it. I hate it so much.
But see, my knowledge of everything, that's why it threw me off, because this was supposed to be a street level hero, like anti-hero kind of individual.
You mean street level as in what? What does that mean?
So street level means like vigilante, like
okay,
Daredevil,
so
Spider-Man, like that's street level. Like
okay.
you're fighting criminals. You're not fighting galactic warlords or shit like that. You're fighting like mob bosses and things of that nature.
Okay.
So if you're not familiar with a lot of things in Marvel, this is a direct spinoff to the series Hawkeye. And Echo was in that show. They kind of actually cut out a lot of different scenes that kind of took away from her character that they included in this. So like the first episode was a lot of old footage that they had extended scenes of that they just added to the show. So like even where you see like her getting a little pinch on the cheek, stuff like that, like that's old footage from her and Kingpin. So basically what this comes out, you see her after the little introduction of how the Clay people became the natives, that's her people. You see them in the family. The family ends up leaving because she wants to leave early. And, you know, her mom dies in a car accident. But one of the things that was early on that I kind of noticed, and it was really frustrating watching, was they didn't do a clear translation between the ASL that was being said and the people they were talking to. So there was a lot of scenes. Like I'm not watching this on no bootleg shit. I'm watching this on Disney Plus. Like I'm paying for the shit to watch it, and there are literal scenes, multiple scenes, where they do not do the subtitles for the ASL. Like literally they only do it at the end when it becomes like really important.
I noticed that they only did the ASL translations when she was speaking to a specific character, that guy.
And then and you fell asleep at this part, but at the end they show that Kingpin has contacts so that he can know what she's saying in ALS without having to learn it.
Okay. So Rhetoric had this complaint about them not having the subtitles for us to be able to understand her. But then I thought that, like, I don't know, Disney, like, they know what they're doing. Like, they know that they need to put subtitles for things. Like, maybe this was on purpose, because people who are hard of hearing consistently have this I don't want to call it a complaint, but well, yeah. Well, it's a damn it.
I would call it a complaint.
Yeah, it's a complaint. It's a complaint of like we don't put captions on things, so people who are hard of hearing don't get enough context when they're watching shows.
Or
so
the incorrect context.
They do, or the captions are incorrect and they don't get the full context of what's going on. So I thought that maybe Disney did this on purpose because all of the ASL wasn't fully translated at all. And there was only certain parts of it that were translated. And then I also thought that they did that because the only parts that did fully have captions, they had this little like silent movie episode that was also very like it was better for people who were hard of hearing. And it was like we could fully understand the episode too, but I was like, this whole series is what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's made for people who are hard of hearing. It's like garnered for them. Like
they're the priority.
Yes.
Like I think the one thing that we were saying,
if you can hear, then
no, but I think the one thing that we're saying that it was intentional in a way that it was for us as people who could hear, able-bodied people, to experience content in a way that our disabled brothers and counterparts would have to experience it.
Yeah.
We missed out on certain context. Certain things were not allowed for us, and we had to experience that frustration. And when you brought that to my attention, that's what made me be able to kind of interpret that differently. Because it was frustrating, and then it made me think about all the times that I would read subtitles and I would feel bad that the people who were experiencing this did not actually hear what exactly was supposed to be said.
I've in like very
like
small
I have tweets
occasions,
about that.
Have had shows where like somebody is speaking Creole and I'm Haitian and the person that's speaking Creole is saying one thing and then the captions are saying something else. And it's like very small, but the context is like to make you understand the nuance of the conversation. It is important. So the fact that the caption, like one little word could be off, but it does change the tone of like how you read it to yourself. So I think maybe if it wasn't just a slip up of like, we just forgot this like Game of Thrones putting Poland Spring and Starbucks cups on the set. Like if it wasn't just a slip up, then I think it was a very smart way to get people who are hearing people to be like, oh, this is the frustration that hard of hearing people go through. This is the frustration that everybody goes through. Yeah. Blind people who are disabled.
Hard of hearing, people who are mute. No, I agree. Like I thought that was dope. So what did you think about the Daredevil fight? I thought that was actually probably one of the better fights in the whole series because there wasn't a lot of action after like that first couple episodes.
So the Daredevil fight was in like the second episode.
The first
right?
episode. I think.
The first episode. Personally, don't shoot me. I did watch Daredevil. I like more dramatic fight scenes, but that is probably because I watch anime. Like I like anime fight scenes a little bit more. They're a little bit more dramatic. They're not based in reality. I don't like things that are based in reality. So when you have a regular vigilante that's fighting another regular vigilante, like that's just two niggas fucking each other up. Like I'm not.
The choreography was dope though.
It probably was, but it was still just two humans fighting each other human style.
To me, I don't think you really kind of appreciated it. Like,
no, I probably didn't pay attention as much as I should have.
If you watch the first Daredevil, like the fight scenes and choreography that was done in there was just masterful. Like the fact that how many scenes they had were just one cut. Like there were no cuts. It was just a one-shot scene that was done. They did a little bit some of this in there, and there was some CGI that they added onto it as well. But like that was some dope shit. And the fact that they were able to recopy that and have that done at least for that first instance, and us to be able to see Daredevil in MCU, like official Daredevil in MCU, not the She-Hulk version with the yellow and all that jazz. Like, nah. And they also told us that all the Daredevil stuff is canon. So all that happened. He survived the blip because this happened after the blip. So he was there during the blip. and we got to see a little bit. To me, I always love that. Anytime we can get what happened during the blip content,
yes,
that's my favorite.
I think Disney
we need a book.
To do
I feel like they should have wrote a novel. You don't have to do no comic book. Write a novel about the blip, the 5 years of the blip.
I think we need a blip show.
No, I don't need a show. Just give me a novel. Give me a novel and give me a YouTuber that's going to break it down. I'll listen to him.
There's always going to be a YouTuber that's going to break it down.
Niggas got time. I did hate some of the montages because it was reused footage, a lot of it. And
montages are generally corny.
Like, and it's just, it doesn't necessarily bring to me the affirmation that I want from a character because it doesn't feel like I'm involved in the process. It just feels like I'm just watching things go along, and then now I'm supposed to accept whatever realization.
It feels like a cheap way to garner character development from like the audience's point of view.
Yeah, it is. It's a very quick, cheap way to do that.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how deaf people have private convos. Why do you need to have a private convo if you're deaf?
Okay, so there was a scene in the show, and then
when they went to the skate rink,
and then and then he was like, "Oh, we need to talk about this privately," and then I was like, "Why do they need to talk about this privately? First of all, they're in a DJ booth higher than everyone else in a skating ring, and then y'all speak sign language. Does everybody in the skating rink know sign language? Also, these are all children in the skating rink."
It made me feel like I was problematic for not knowing sign language. Like when I'm watching this shit, everybody just is so fluent as the shit. Everybody moving slow when they doing it. And I'm like, I'm starting to even get like stuff in my algorithm about ASL.
I like that Disney Plus made me feel inferior for not knowing American Sign Language. I think that should be a feeling across a lot of media, so that people just start learning American Sign Language so that hard of hearing people feel less isolated. I think that's
you're going to break up the scam if you do that.
I think that's good propaganda. Positive propaganda is making people feel stupid for not knowing American Sign Language. That's what the CIA needs to focus on.
You're going to mess up you're going to mess up what's going on though. You know how many people have got caught up for doing fake sign language?
Yes. Oh my God.
You're trying to break up the scam.
Those are some of my favorite stories. Like that lady that was at the speech. She was just like.
It was like, wasn't that like what speech was that happened? It was.
That didn't look like nothing, did it? Did I say something just now? American Sign Language people.
You probably said something.
No,
derogatory.
I probably genuinely said nothing just now. Like I've seen American Sign Language and it looks more intentional than what I just did.
Right, so you didn't finish up the last few episodes, but I did. What ends up happening is they kind of have the conflict where she reunites with Fist. She learns that he is he's back alive. He tries to bring her back. She denies him, and they end up having a big conflict. I hate her powers, first and foremost. Her powers are feminism.
Are they? Because from
yes.
when I left off, her powers she didn't have control of.
So her powers are feminism.
They just come out when she needs help.
Her powers are first, second, and third wave feminism. Because what happens is,
as a Native American woman, she did not benefit from any of those waves of feminism.
So the reason why I say that is her powers.
Let y'all know that we know that. We know that. Continue.
The reason why I say that is because her powers stem from the fact that she's a special individual. Like it's not even like that was the one part I hated so much. Was
she came from the lineage of these people.
Yeah,
right?
like the reason why I hated it so much is because that did not.
But
include,
isn't it?
Hold on. Let me finish. The reason why I hated it so much was because it was not included in the story in regards to it didn't matter. Like when you have a story like this and you have the main story was this: her and Kingpin and them finding each other and going from there. That's the story. Mm-hmm. So if you want to have a supernatural element with it, you have to have it included in the story for some reason. It was not. It was literally, this is a special chick for the sake of being special, and it's going to help include in the end of the climax.
I do remember one episode saying that her ancestry traced back to the special clay people that came here. Mm-hmm. So wasn't random. It was just like she specifically came from this line of women.
It's random.
And
in
we were following her because she came from this line of women.
No, we were following her because she was in another Disney Plus. That again, none of this had nothing to do.
But because she came from this line of women who had these powers, it wasn't just a random.
That is random. Yes, it is, because it had nothing to do with the story. She learned nothing from it, from the story. The only reason it came into play was because I went back home. Like, what I'm saying is this. Like, this is the way that you tell the story. Okay. So this is the main story. Is this? Hey, I shot Kingpin. I'm trying to take over his empire. He's alive. He's trying to get revenge. So in his midst of getting revenge, he does something that is, he tries to take something. He tries to affect something that is part of my heritage. Now I learn about that heritage, and now it affects the end of the story. Because you know how this motherfucker ends? It ends with him about to fucking throw tomb fist at her fucking head. She does her little special little powers, and then it just stops. Like, they have like a weird little section where he goes back and he's crying like he was a kid, but he's a grown-ass man in his room, seeing his wall being pushed in by his dad kicking his mom's ass.
Oh, no.
And you don't see any of it, but it's like her mom was a healer, so in her way that they're trying to show, he's healing her, but then he's not. Like, the ending was horrible. It was like probably up there with like the Secret Invasion regarding the ending. It was so pointless. It meant nothing. Like, the fact that you're showing all of her and her relatives together, it means nothing to Kingpin because you did not show any correlation between the two. Mm-hmm. You're just like, oh, this is a special bitch and she in this situation. Like, the specialness did not include
I wish
her situation.
I saw the last couple.
Bro, they did
episodes,
a scene. So you know when they show all the people.
I feel like spiritually, I would have gotten something a little bit different from it that I would have been able.
This is what happened. Let me tell you how feminism is her superpower.
Now I just gotta let him get his shit.
Let me tell you how it's the superpower.
It's so unfortunate.
She goes and meets up with Kingpin to do a conflict.
Sad.
She goes up to Kingpin to initiate the conflict, and she ends up giving the powers to her cousin and grandma just out of nowhere, so that they start beating up the niggas. These niggas ain't fought nothing the whole movie. These niggas ain't got no history. The bitch is a firefighter and a post office worker. Okay? And they out here kicking niggas' ass because she turned on the power. Like, come on, my G. This shit is ridiculous.
That is hilarious.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, low-key.
That shit is fucking nuts.
I still think you're a hater.
And you can say I'm a hater. Indian feminism was the fucking hero of this movie because you just gave all the women
feminism.
Power. Native American.
Again, they're not Indians.
They're Native Americans, okay? They call themselves Indians in the show.
Christopher Columbus was a full, robust dumbass, and that show was produced by what? White men.
Zionists.
Probably. Yeah. So let's take that with a grain of salt.
But that was the only part that, like, the ending and the fact that you're adding this supernatural. You could have just said the Kingpin was trying to get a healing relic from your people, and that's why he, you did something. But it was like you literally had an A plot and a B plot that the only reason they connected was because he kidnapped your family.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, say, it followed the same kind of format.
And set up your father to be murdered.
Yeah. It just followed the same format of a good start, and then they shoot their load too fast.
An okay motive.
Like I said, that was already settled when she shot him in the face in Hawkeye.
How you shoot somebody in the face and not kill them?
I think they're gonna tell us later on that he has some type of like super soldier serum or something.
Yeah, because that don't make no sense.
But that was the only thing. I hated the ending. I thought the action scenes were really dope. I thought
should have shot that nigga in the face several times.
I thought that'd be really dope if they would have kept her original power and not gave her that like stupid Native American shit. Because it didn't mean anything and it was dumb.
If they did a Native American superhero, the Native American hero they did in the What If, Cohorty, that hero, like her power was lit as fuck because it was from the Tesseract, right?
Mm-hmm.
that's what y'all should have did. I definitely want more of that because she was lit as fuck. And then her whole, like, I would want y'all to go deeper into that. I would want, like, maybe a season of something like that. That would be lit as fuck.
They do have a Native American Captain America. They have a Captain America of the Kickapoo tribe.
Oh, wow. We'll watch that and we'll let y'all know.
No, it's a
about
comic book.
that.
It's not a.
Oh.
It's a comic book. See.
Okay.
That's him right there.
All right. Is that it?
I mean, yeah, we can finish up right here.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, we just want y'all to know life is a labor of love. Take these moments to unionize. Get your means of production. And show these corporate fucks that you ain't nobody to be fucked with.
Period.
This is Talk FNF TV. And we're going to be here to enlighten y'all, entertain y'all, and we're going to shoot at y'all heroes. So if you hate it, hate it. But guess what, motherfucker? We going to make it.
And follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe, like. We appreciate all of the support, all of the comments. And see you next week. Bye, guys.
We out of here.